Coming off of a huge win on the road in Arvada, Colorado, the Hayes High Indians are back home for their second home game against a top 10 opponent as they welcome in the Manhattan Indians to Lewis Field Stadium. And with that, we welcome you in here to Hayes, Kansas on this cloudy night here at Lewis Field Stadium along with our entire Tribe Broadcasting Network crew. I'm Hank Corsair, and last week we saw what Hayes High was capable of. They were able to resolve after a tough loss in week one, and they knew how to execute en route to a huge victory with a lot of offense. Now the Indians have the opportunity to get off to a 2-1 start through their first 3 games against some very tough competition. And tonight they get an opponent that they're familiar with, unlike the previous 2 matchups. But Manhattan has been very successful against Hayes High for the last 2 seasons as they've won both matchups and have outscored Hayes High 80-28. And through just 2 games, Manhattan has shown that they're also another 6A contender that Hayes High will have to face with a balanced attack offense and a defense that can get in the backfield and force turnovers on the ground and through the air. But Hayes High is determined to get their first ever win against Manhattan, as it's the team Hayes High has played the most without getting a win. And I talked to defensive back Kamani Jones before the game, and he said that this is the best week of practice the team has had yet. So Hayes High looks ready to go. And we'll talk about this matchup more when we come back, as we'll have head coach Tony Crow on for our pregame coaches interview. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Hayden Heilman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's King and Queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into the pregame coaches interview. And I'm joined by the head coach of the Hayes High Indians, Tony Crow. And Coach, tonight you get your 3rd matchup in a row against Manhattan, and you're coming off of a game where you just put up an offensive fest with 6 touchdowns in the first 13 minutes of the game. So I want to know what really worked for you guys in that game.
Run game. We got the run game going, and then we're able to get some of the pass concepts going off that. But really up front, the big boys were able to get things established up front with moving the ball, and then from there just kind of opened everything else up.
And on that note, how are you hoping the stuff that you saw down in Colorado will transfer over to this type of game against a more challenging opponent?
Well, it's going to be a challenge, and that's the real question, Hank. I mean, it's we did some really good things against Wheat Ridge, but Wheat Ridge is not the opponent that Manhattan is, or Derby even first game, and so we're hoping to tie in some of that success and just hopefully the kids start feeling better about some of our concepts and maybe being able to just match that with some of the challenges Manhattan's gonna cause for us and kind of get it all meshed up.
And previewing Manhattan's offense, they run a balanced attack where we've already seen their quarterback, Carter Oslin, put up 300-plus yards both on the ground and through the air. So what's the key to taking him out of the game?
Yeah, I don't know if there is a key to taking him out. We that's who you have to stop. I mean, you have to find a way to. You really don't want him to run it, but then he starts throwing it, and you don't want him to throw it. So it's, you got to find a way to just limit their big plays and try to find a way to get them in negative, negative plays. They've got to lead the state in non-negative plays. They just don't make bad plays, and so you got to try to find a way to make him uncomfortable and get him out of that stuff. But man, he's so good at just moving the ball around and running when he needs to.
And the Manhattan defense has already reached double digits in the categories of tackles for a loss and pass deflections. So how do you plan on running your offense tonight to prevent the big plays on defense that could possibly be momentum shifters?
Yeah, they're super aggressive, and you kind of have to fight that fire with fire. If you sit back and you're really passive, they're just going to keep feeding on you, and like sharks in the water, they just want to come get you. And so you kind of have to fight it and with what they do. And so we're going to go back at them and attack them and hope to be aggressive with them. And when they stunt and blitz, hopefully hit them with some nice run plays and some some stuff off our pass game and some other tricks we've got just to try to see if we can get them when they're overconfident and over aggressive.
And this is the third year in a row that you've played Manhattan, and you know what they're capable of. So what has practice looked like for this game compared to the first two where you've played two teams that you've never seen before?
It's been good. I mean, we know what we're going to get out of Manhattan. Unfortunately, we know it, but it's good stuff, so it's really hard to prepare for. It's been good, trying to get these guys ready, and they know, these seniors have seen it for a couple of years. They kind of know what's coming, but still, you just got to, with Manhattan, you have to meet their level of intensity, and they play so hard, they play so aggressive, they play so tough, and if you don't meet their level of intensity, you really have no chance. So that's been the big thing this week about learning to play every play to championship level intensity, and so I think if we can do that, then we'll give ourselves a fighting chance.
And finally, with how tough of a start you have to this season, what would a 2-1 start mean to this team?
Man, that'd be amazing, Hank. And we've talked about that. I think we've got quite the challenge here to beat Manhattan. I think we can play with them. There were times we were playing with Derby. If we could find a way to win this one, it would be a heck of a start for our season. But at the same time, if we can play well and do really good things against, we think, is another 6A state championship caliber team, it's only going to set us up for success, we think, down the road. So we're excited for another challenge.
And that'll do it for our pregame coaches interview. Coach, thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
Thanks, Hank. Appreciate it, man.
That was head coach Tony Crow with our pregame coaches interview. And when we come back, we will have the rest of our pregame show where we will look at the games happening around the state tonight, as well as team rundowns and starting lineups after that. So we'll be back in a moment. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Hayes High DECA is excited to return to a traditional food drive that benefits the Community Assistance Center. This year's food drive, Trick or Treat So Others Can Eat, will be held on Tuesday, October 15th, with the collections beginning at 6 p.m. and ending by 9. Possible items to donate include canned fruits and vegetables, boxed food items, jars of baby food, and any non-perishable food items. Cash and checks are always welcome, and checks can be made payable to the Community Assistance Center and may be mailed to their address at 208 East 12th Street, Hayes, Kansas. Thanks for supporting Hayes High DECA, and go Indians.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium on the pregame show as Hayes High gets ready to take on Manhattan for the third year in a row, and we'll now take a look at some games that will be happening around the state tonight. Starting off in the WAC, Garden City, where Hayes High will travel to next Friday. They are on the road tonight against Wichita Heights as both teams are in search of their first win. And looking back at these two teams, Wichita Heights won last year's matchup 20-19. And Great Bend is at home tonight against Buhler as Great Bend emerged at number 5 of the Hayes Post composite rankings, they're looking for their first 3-0 start since 2016. And Buhler is number 4 in Hayes Post's 4A rankings as well, so that should be a good matchup tonight. Dodge City is at home tonight against Wichita South as Wichita South coming off of a loss to Liberal, and Dodge City entering that game with a record of 1-1 with wins over Woodward, Oklahoma, and a loss to Olathe East. And rounding out the WAC, Liberals at home against Guyman, Oklahoma, as Liberals looking for their second straight 3-0 start, and Guyman looking to get back up to 500 as they are currently 1-2 on the year. TMP is on the road in Phillipsburg as Grant Stevenson and the Monarchs are looking for a 2-1 start. And Peaburg enters that game undefeated with wins on the road against Plainville and Smith Center, so that's their home opener tonight. Junction City, who Hayes High will meet on October 4th, they are on the road against Wichita Northwest. And the Blue Jays won their first game 55-0 over Hayesville campus, but they lost to Lawrence last week in a shootout 56-69. And moving on down, Lawrence Free State is on the road against Mill Valley as both teams are 1-1 coming off a loss. Lawrence Free State lost to Manhattan last week, and Mill Valley lost to Lee Summit North. And moving on down, Derby is on the road against Salina South as the Panthers are still the #1 team in the state, and the Cougars will try to end their losing streak that dates back to September of 2021. And rounding it out, the game of the week is Aquinas plays at Blue Valley. Blue Valley, the new #1 team in 5A because of Mill Valley's loss last week. Both teams enter that game undefeated, and Aquinas is looking for their 3rd straight win against Blue Valley. Now we'll take a look at each team's entering tonight's game, and we'll start off with Hayes High. They got their first win of the season last week against Wheat Ridge in Arvada, Colorado, making it the 3rd game against an out-of-state opponent in program history. And it was all Hayes High as the Indians put up 35 points in the first quarter and scored their final touchdown of the night at the start of the second quarter. And looking back on the game, the backfield and the ground game was in control of the first quarter with Holden Lynn and Ian McGuire each getting 2 of the 5 rushing touchdowns in the game, and Jonathan Cano getting the other one at the end of the quarter on a jet sweep. And Holden Lynn would get a touchdown pass from Carter Graham for the 2nd week in a row to round out the Hayes High scoring early in the second quarter as the backups played for the entire second half. And there was a running clock after Hayes High led 42-0 in the second quarter. But other than the offense, the defense came up big multiple times as they forced 4 turnovers with 3 fumble recoveries and Caleb Thompson getting his first career interception. And a win today would be huge for the Indians as they would go 2-1 with a tough start to the season, and it would give them confidence before going on the road to play Garden City next season to kick off WAC play as Hayes High begins their search for their 5th straight WAC title. And speaking of Garden City, that was who Manhattan started their season off against, and it was a big start to their season as they're now 2-0 and coming off a win against the top 5 Lawrence Free State team. And looking back at that game, Manhattan jumped out to a 10-0 lead in the first half, but it was all offense in the second half as Free State was able to put up 2 touchdowns in both the 3rd and 4th quarter. But the problem was that their defense couldn't hold Manhattan as they did the exact same thing and held on to their 10-point lead to win by a final score of 38-28. And the Indians have showed that they can balance out their offense for an entire game as they picked up 169 yards through the air. But a lot of their work was done on the ground as they had 266 yards on 30 carries that resulted in 4 touchdowns on the day. And the defense was also able to put pressure on the Firebirds as they got 4 tackles in the backfield and 2 sacks. And the defensive backs were able to hold up their part by deflecting 8 passes on the night. So it was an all-around team effort for Manhattan, and they'll get rival Junction City next week, which is who Hayes High plays the following week on October 4th. And we'll take another break, and when we come back, we will have our starting lineups, and we should have kickoff after that. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. Hello, everyone. It's Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians. Back here at Lewis Field Stadium as we're about ready to kick off Hayes High and Manhattan, and we'll now give you our starting lineups, and we'll start off with Hayes High with their offense and defense. And the offense is going with the traditional 5 up front with Dawson Ritter at left tackle, Slade Salmons at left guard, and Gus Corsair at center, who's looking for a big showing tonight as he is going to drive down to Norman, Oklahoma tomorrow for a visit at the University of Oklahoma. And next to him at right guard is junior Mason Dreher, and rounding it out is at right tackle is number 72, Cannon Weber. Moving on down at quarterback, we'll see Carter Graham make another start tonight. 125 passing yards so far for him on the year, and he was able to make a big impact in that game against Wheat Ridge, even though Hayes High didn't throw the ball that much, going 4 for 7 with 75 yards and a touchdown. He's joined in the backfield by Holden Lynn, who was able to get 71 yards on 5 carries last week and get 2 touchdowns, and he also had a passing touchdown from Carter Graham as well. Jonathan Cano will be the receiver on the left side, second-team All-WAC selection from a year ago, and in the slot will be another second-team All-WAC selection for the Indians, and that's Jarek Purdy. Braden Meckel, who caught his first reception of the year last week against Wheat Ridge, will be the final receiver, and rounding it out is the junior tight end Parker McGuire. Now looking at Hayes High's defense, up front on the left side we will see junior Tim McCautry, 3 tackles so far for him on the year. And up next to him at the nose tackle position will be Tanner Geist, who had a big week last week, only able to get 2 tackles, but was able to was able to recover the first fumble of the game that Wheat Ridge lost. And Alex Loving will get the start at defensive end tonight on the left side, though we have heard there's a chance that Slade Salmons might get that start as well, the 5A honorable mention defensive lineman from a year ago. Our outside linebacker tonight will be Dalton Myers, the WAC Defensive Player of the Year from a year ago, leads the team in sacks and tackles for a loss with 2. Inside linebacker tonight is Jackson Chartier, has 9 tackles on the year for his junior season, and Wyatt Kirkpatrick, 16, the team leader in tackles with 16, and he got some big news earlier this week as he announced that he has an offer to play at Garden City Community College. At the rover position will be Johnny Rigler, who was able to get 2 tackles and a fumble recovery last week that he was able to return for a pretty good distance. At the left cornerback position will be Kamani Jones, 4 tackles for him on the year so far for his senior season. At the free safety position will be the first team WAC selection Cooper Lindenmeyer, and next to him is Jace Myers, the junior at 5'6", and rounding it out is Caleb Thompson, who we mentioned was able to get his first interception of his career last week against Wheat Ridge. And now we'll take a look at the starters for the Manhattan Indians. Up front at left tackle will be junior Garrison Vikander. At left guard is senior number 58 Brandon Stroud. Center will be their second team Centennial League selection from a year ago, Trey Hoover. Next to him at the right guard is Caden Dibney. And rounding out at right tackle is Grayson Wassenberg, who is also the backup tight end for tonight's game. Carter Oslin is leading the team out tonight, and he was a player that we mentioned in that pregame show that pregame interview with Tony Crow. That's a player to watch out for. He's already picked up 300-plus yards, both passing and rushing. And the receiver on the left side tonight for Manhattan will be Gabe Summerlin, has 4 receptions this year for 80 yards. And to his right will be J.J. Dunnigan, Centennial League honorable mention from a year ago, and another player playing in tonight's game that's going on a D1 college visit as he will visit the Missouri Tigers tomorrow for their game, and also has an offer from K-State. At the fullback is Jaden Hudley, the 6-foot senior who has already had 67 yards on 10 carries this season. At the running back position is Landon Dobson, a first-team Centennial League selection and 6A honorable mention, who has an offer to play for the Bethany Swedes, and he has still has yet to get his first carry of the year, but has gotten 2 receptions for 19 yards. And rounding it out at tight end is Rylan Vikander, who has just 1 reception on the year, but it was for a big one, 69 yards and a touchdown. Now looking over at the Manhattan defense, running a 3-4 defense. They will start with defensive end Dakota Bonnell, the 6'3" senior, wearing number 43. At the nose tackle position will be number 51, Alex Robinson, 7 tackles for him on the year so far. And rounding it out up front at defensive end on the left side is number 91, Evan Middleton, the team leader in tackles for loss, sacks, and is tied with 1 interception as well. Landon Dobson will be the starting strong side outside linebacker, one of Keisha Covered's 6A players to watch in the preseason. Colby Altavot will be the inside linebacker, second team Centennial League selection from a year ago. And in the middle will be Brandon Stroud, 5 tackles for him on the year in his senior season. And rounding out the linebacker core will be Brady Dirtchie, 6 tackles for him on the year for the 6'1" junior. And looking at the secondary for Manhattan, it's Joseph Mortensen, the sophomore, with 10 tackles and 2 pass deflections on the year. And next to him, also with 2 pass deflections, is Nisbick Johnson at free safety. And at the strong safety will be Makai Michaelis with the start there for his senior season. And rounding it out as the cornerback on the right side will be J.J. Dunnigan, the player who's also the starting wide receiver for Manhattan and was a Centennial League honorable mention for defensive back, and is also one of the top 5 players in Kansas for the class of 2026, according to 24/7 Sports. And that'll do it for our starting lineups, and when we come back, we will have kickoff to follow. It's Hayes High and Manhattan coming up next. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention Hayes High Indian fans, with the football season in full swing, we got some exciting games you will not want to miss. Get ready to hear our home games starting out September 20th. We're head-to-head against the Manhattan Indians right here at Lewis Field. Let's pack the stands and cheer our team to victory. Onwards to October 11th, it's homecoming night, and we're taking on the Dodge City Demons. Come celebrate with us and show us your school spirit for the most exciting game of the season. October 25th, we close out our home schedule against the Liberal Redskins. Let's make it a game to remember. And don't miss our biggest rivalry matchup yet. October 18th, we're headed to Great Bend for the ultimate showdown. Let's come support our Indians and bring home the win. Mark your calendars, get your game face on, and join us for a fantastic season of the Hayes High football. For our latest updates and game highlights, follow us on all social medias of Tribe Broadcasting. Stay tuned to the radio, and go Indians.
Hayes High DECA is excited to return to a traditional food drive that benefits the Community Assistance Center. This year's food drive, Trick or Treat So Others Can Eat, will be held on Tuesday, October 15th, with the collections beginning at 6 p.m. and ending by 9. Possible items to donate include canned fruits and vegetables, boxed food items, jars of baby food, and any non-perishable food items. Cash and checks are always welcome, and checks can be made payable to the Community Assistance Center and may be mailed to their address at 208 East 12th Street, Hayes, Kansas. Thanks for supporting Hayes High DECA, and go Indians.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium, and we are about ready to kick things off as Hayes High will be receiving the opening kickoff. And we'll give you a quick uniform description real fast. Hayes High is going all maroon with the jerseys and the pants and the gold numbers with a white outline, but they're wearing their traditional white helmet with the maroon face mask and the arrow on both sides. Manhattan is wearing white jerseys and white pants with blue numbers and a red outline, and they're wearing their traditional helmet of a navy blue helmet with a gray face mask and the white M on the sides with white and red stripes down the front as they get set to send it downfield. It'll be Rylan Vikander getting ready to kick it off. Back deep for Hayes High will be number 23, Holden Lynn, and number 4, Ian McGuire. So we get a running back duo to return the opening kickoff. We saw Ian McGuire get his first kick return of the season last week, where he had just one return for 37 yards. And Vikander is a dangerous kicker for Manhattan, as he was the first team Centennial selection for special teams and a 6A honorable mention as well for special teams. As there's 10 seconds on the clock, they're waiting for the pregame clock to run out as they get set to get things underway. It is a cloudy night here in Hayes, Kansas, as we get our weather report real fast. It is 85 degrees. Nope, doesn't look like there's going to be a chance for rain, but we will keep you all updated if that changes. 9-mile-per-hour winds with 13-mile-per-hour gusts out of the south, and it currently feels like 84 degrees. So 12 minutes are on the clock, and Rylan Vikander gets ready to send it downfield for Manhattan. Again, it's Ian McGuire and Holden Lynn get back deep for Hayes High. Great showing tonight from both Hayes High and Manhattan on both sides as Vikander runs up. He sends it downfield, and we are underway from Lewis Field Stadium. This will go to Ian McGuire. He'll field it at the 2-yard line. Waiting for some blocks. He'll go to the 15, to the 20, breaks a tackle to the 25-30, and gets brought down at the 32-yard line. So a good return to start for Ian McGuire as he goes for 31 yards, and he was brought down. They'll officially mark it at the 32-yard line. So Hayes High will get the start here on offense, led by their quarterback, Carter Graham, who we mentioned 75 yards passing last week on 4 completions. As they look towards the sideline to get their play call ready, Manhattan with that 3-man front of Middleton, Robinson, and Bonnell. Hayes High will put all 3 receivers on that left side, and Holden Lynn will be joined in the backfield with Graham. They'll be in the pistol. Parker McGuire, the tight end, is on the left side, and they'll send a man in motion. There's the snap to Graham. He hands it off to Holden Lynn. He'll get some blocks and run up the middle to the 35 and go down at about the 37-yard line. So a 5-yard pickup to start for Hayes High as Holden Lynn gets his first carry of the game after a big week last week where he was able to pick up 71 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he's shown really so far that he can fill the shoes that were left by Hayes High's running back from a year ago, Malik Ba. And so far he's adapted really well. So it'll be 2nd and 5 for Hayes High. They'll put 2 receivers on each side, staying in the pistol with Holden Lynn. Parker McGuire will go in motion as Graham takes the snap. He hands it off for Holden Lynn, and he's met right away by the defender. It's Colby Altavot for the Indians, and it's going to be no gain. Holden Lynn ran towards that right side, to that left side, but just no gaps able to open as Colby Altavot was in on the inside linebacker blitz, and that's going to bring up a third down for Hayes High. They'll send 2 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Now they'll change things up as they'll be Holden Lynn and Ian McGuire in the backfield with Graham and twins to the right. There's the snap blitz from the linebackers as Carter Graham rolls right, getting pressured, and tries to throw a screen pass to Holden Lynn, but it's incomplete. And this might be a 3-and-out for Hayes High unless they decide to go for it. Once again, it was Colby Altavat going after Graham to try and get the sack. And Hayes High is going to send their punt team onto the field. Back deep for Manhattan will be J.J. Dunnigan. He has had 3 punt returns this year, has only picked up 22 yards, though. As Carter Graham gets ready to send it downfield, and he has been really successful, averaging 39 yards on each punt this season. And this one, a low line drive towards the Hayes High sideline. Looked like it hit the white line and around the Manhattan 37-yard line. And that is exactly where they'll mark it. So that drive only lasted 1 minute, 34 seconds for Hayes High as Manhattan will actually start from their own 39-yard line. So the Manhattan Indians will make their way onto the field, led by their quarterback, 6A honorable mention from a year ago, Carter Oslin, has already picked up 319 yards through the air and 326 yards through the ground. So he has shown he can be a danger for this team. They'll start out with trips to the left and 1 receiver to the right in the shotgun. Oslin is ready. He'll take the snap, roll to the left right away, looking for someone to throw to. Loads up and will find his receiver at the 47-yard line, and a group of Hayes High players there to make the tackle, and the ball might have came out at the end of the play. Hayes High pointing that they have it, and they do. Hayes High forces a fumble on the first play of the game for the Manhattan offense. It was complete to number 23, the running back Landon Dobson, but he fumbles it on a 17-yard, a 10-yard completion, and Hayes High is going to get the ball now. It's just what Hayes High needed. The momentum in their favor after a 3-and-out, as they'll now have it at their own, at the Manhattan 49-yard line. It's Carter Graham and Ian McGuire in the backfield as he'll hand it off to McGuire. He'll get some blocks to that left side on a counter play and only gets 1 yard on the play. Was waiting for the blocks to get to set up, but they just never came. So Hayes High has ran 3 run plays so far in this game, and they have gone for just 6 yards on the day. So they'll now get set up with a 2nd and 9. We'll put Braden Meckel alone on the right side. Hayes High right on the neck of the Tiger logo here at Lewis Field Stadium as they'll send Jonathan Cano in motion. Graham will fake the handoff to McGuire. Loads up downfield, trying to hit Braden Meckel, and it goes through his hands and incomplete. Looked like it was going to get batted away by the cornerback, number 5, J.J. Dunnigan, but it went through right through the hands of Braden Meckel, and now it's going to bring up another 3rd down for Hayes High. So Graham 0 for 2 passing now on the day, and Hayes High has already had 1 3rd down conversion try so far. They were unsuccessful in getting it. We'll see with that momentum shift after the turnover. We'll see if they can make something out of it. It's 3rd down and 9 from the 48-yard line. They'll put twins to the left, 1 receiver to the right, both McGuire and Lynn in the backfield. Now they'll switch them around a little bit as Graham takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Holden Lynn. Has great protection all day. The throw and will load up downfield for Jonathan Cano, and he overshoots him. It's incomplete. He had Jonathan Cano at the 15-yard line, but just out of his reach as, once again, J.J. Dunnigan there on the defense. And with 9:35 to go here in the first quarter, Hayes High will be faced with another punting situation. So both teams are trying to find their rhythm so far. As now Carter Graham's still in there, but it's for the punting situation. So punt to J.J. Dunnigan. Had the ball kicked away from him last time. As this is another line drive towards the Hayes High sideline. It'll bounce to the 19-yard line and will bounce forward to around the 22-yard line. Another short drive in this game. Both teams still trying to find their footing so far, as Manhattan will start right at the 20-yard line. Now joining the backfield for Carter Austin will be number 21, the fullback, Jaden Hudley. Remember, Manhattan had just one play on their first drive of offense, and it ended in a fumble that was recovered by Hayes High at the Manhattan 49-yard line. They'll send a man in motion as Austin will take the snap and hand it off to Hudley, and he is met by Hayes High's defense right away. I don't think he gained anything, but the ref on the Hayes High sideline will give him 1 yard, and that's all he's going to get. The protection on that side, on that right side, broke down right away, and Hayes High was able to get to him as it was Tim McCautry and Tanner Geister to make the tackle. Second down and 9 for Manhattan. They'll send one receiver on each side and go in the shotgun. They'll keep the other 7 players on the line. Hayes High's looking like they're playing man-to-man. They'll send Landon Dobson in motion, and Austin will fake the handoff, looking for someone to throw to, and now will load up for J.J. Dunnigan and hits him in stride at the 45, and he'll go to the 30, 25-20, 15-10-5, and a Manhattan touchdown. But there was a flag thrown right after he made the catch back at the 36-yard line. I wouldn't be surprised if this one's coming back. We'll wait for the official call. And it is holding against Hayes High, so Manhattan will decline that penalty. And it just took Manhattan 2 plays to get on the board as they get a 79-yard touchdown to J.J. Dunnigan, which is one of Carter Austin's favorite targets. So that drive just 56 seconds for Manhattan as they'll now send their field goal kicker onto the field, Rylan Vikander. And now it's looking like Manhattan's going to go for it. And now they'll shift their guys over. It was one of those formations where they just have a center and then 7 guys on the left side. But now Vikander is out to attempt the extra point. It is out of the hold of Carter Austin. The snap is down. It's good. It is up. And it is good as Vikander will remain perfect on the year on his field goals. And Manhattan up 7-0 with 8:31 to go here in the first quarter. And we'll see how Hayes High responds when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium following the 79-yard touchdown pass for Manhattan on a 2-play drive that just lasted for 56 seconds. And Hayes High will send their kick return team onto the field, trying to get them good field position. They've already had good field position once tonight where they were 49 yards away from the end zone, but they were only able to get 1 yard on that drive. And again, it's McGuire and Lynn back to return, as Vikander will be the kicker for Manhattan. He runs up and will send it downfield, angling it towards the Manhattan sideline in the bottom left corner of that end zone. And Ian McGuire will field it, and it's going to be a touchback. So Hayes High will set up shop at the 20-yard line. Trying to get their offense going. Only 6 yards so far, all those on the ground. As they look towards the sideline, there's 8:27 to go here in the first quarter. They'll go with Jarek Purdy and Jonathan Cano on that left side as twins, and they'll put Braden Meckel alone on the right side. Hayes High's on the left hash, closer to their home side. As Graham will take the snap, it'll be a screen pass to Jonathan Cano, complete. Jukes out a man at the 25-30, able to get down the sideline to the 35, and just gets pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So a 20-yard completion for Hayes High to get their offense going in their first down of the game as well. And they will mark it down at the 40-yard line, so big pickup there for Hayes High.
1st and 10, Hayes from the 40-yard line.
As Jonathan Cano gets That's actually Jonathan Cano's first reception of the season. All he's had so far is 2 carries for 34 yards. Been able to add to his receiving stats. As Graham will take the snap, will hand it off to Holden Lynn, and he's met right away up front by the defensive lineman. It's number 22, Colby Altavot. And they'll give him 1 yard on the carry, but Hayes High faced with another 2nd down and 9 here in the first quarter with 8:06 to go. So Manhattan will keep their they changed up their 3-man front a little bit. It's Alex Robinson, Garrison Vikander, and Evan Middleton joined up front. Yes, I will keep the same formation. This time it'll be Ian McGuire in the backfield as well. They'll now move Holden Lynn up to be on the right side of Graham, and he'll take the snap and hand it off to McGuire, and he'll run with a head of steam up to the 45-yard line, trying to push forward and able to get forward progress to around the 48-yard line. So a 7-yard pickup, and that will give Hayes High 3rd and 2. That's the thing that Hayes High has to love about Ian McGuire. If they can get those blocks up front, he's able to pick up good yardage, and all that's there for him to face is the linebackers. And now it'll be 3rd down and 2. Two carries on the night so far for McGuire, 8 yards for him. Hayes High faced with their third down of the game. Lind will move behind Graham, and he'll take the snap. And Lind will juke out a man and will run forward, and he's able to get the 1st down into Manhattan territory at the 48-yard line. So a 4-yard pickup gives Hayes High their 2nd first down of the game and their first 3rd down of the conversion of the game as well.
4 yards gained on the play. That's good for Hayes High. 1st down.
So they'll keep Jarek Purdy and Braden Meckel in the game at receivers. And they'll put Parker McGuire and Ian McGuire up front on the line, and they'll go in the single back formation with Holden Lynn. Graham will take the snap and will hand it off to Lynn. Was getting pressured around him right away from the defensive ends, but was able to get a few yards to the 45-yard line. On that left side, the Manhattan defense was able to break through right away. But Lynn able to beat them out a little bit and meet the defensive lineman on the right side. And it'll be 2nd down and 6 for Hayes High from the Manhattan 45-yard line. He'll be in the shotgun with Lynn to the right of Graham. He'll take the snap and complete it to Braden Meckel at the 40-yard line. He'll get tackled right away on that Manhattan sideline. So a 5-yard pickup there for Hayes High, trying to get another 1st down. And with 5:45 to go here in the first quarter, they'll take Jarek Purdy out of the game. It'll be Ian McGuire and Holden Lynn and Parker McGuire in at the tight end position. Again, Hayes High 1 for 3 on 3rd down tonight, and they'll go with a QB sneak on a single back formation to Carter Graham. I think he was able to get it. Needed the 37-yard line, and they will give it to him. Hayes High's been running that single back formation quite a bit tonight. That time Carter Graham keeps it himself, and he's able to get a 1st down. So it'll be officially listed as a 3-yard pickup for Graham. So that's his first carry of the night. Hayes High now 2 for 4 on 3rd downs with their 3rd first down of the night as well. Carter Graham all by himself, sending Holden Lynn in motion. He'll drop back on a 2-step drop. Now will roll towards his left side and will load up deep downfield and tried to hit Ian McGuire as he dove for the ball at the 5-yard line, but it falls incomplete. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. It looked like Graham was trying to hit number 2, Jonathan Cano, but just a little bit underthrown. Ian McGuire was luckily there to try and make the play, but it falls incomplete for Hayes High.
2nd and 10, Hayes High.
So it'll be Jarek Purdy and Jonathan Cano as twins on the left side, Braden Meckel on the right side, and Hayes High on the right hash. Manhattan will show blitz from a few of their linebackers as both running backs join with Graham in the backfield. He'll take the snap and will hand it off to Holden Lynn, trying to run forward, and is met right away by the Manhattan Indians. Landon Dobson and Evan Middleton there to make the tackle. It's a 2-yard pickup for Lynn. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for Hayes High.
2 yards on the play, 3rd and 2.
So Hayes High set up with their third down conversion attempt at the night, or on this drive. They've already converted on the other two. As they'll change up their backfield a little bit, Graham will take the snap and will throw it right away towards the sideline and finds Jarek Purdy. And with forward progress, I think he's going to be able to get the first down. Or he's actually short by a few yards as he catches it at the 30-yard line. So it's a five-yard pickup. He needed 3 more to get the first down. Graham already 30 yards passing on the night as he gets his first completion to Jarek Purdy. And Hayes High's decided to go for it from the Manhattan 30-yard line. They have to get some momentum going. They'll go in the single back formation, and they'll put Parker McGuire and Ian McGuire on the right side as tight ends, and they'll pitch it to Holden Lynn as he'll run to the left side of the 30, 25, 20, has some space to the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Hayes High! In the single back formation, Carter Graham pitched it to Holden Lynn. He ran it to the left side, and he gets in for Hayes High's first touchdown of the game with 4:25 to go here in the first quarter.
27 yards gained on the play by Holden Lynn. That's good for Hayes High.
And it's a great showing tonight from the Hayes High crowd. They are really starting to get into this game as Hayes High facing a top 10 team at home for the second time in a row. And they'll now send out Carson Moore to attempt the extra point. A perfect 7 for 7 on PATs on the year so far. And he can tie it with this one right here. He'll be out of the hole to Braden Meckel. The snap is down. The hold is good. It is up. And he knocks it right down the middle. So Hayes High able to tie it up with 4:25 to go here in the first quarter. And we will see what Manhattan does when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Aiden Howman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's king and queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium as Hayes High gets ready to kick it off to Manhattan. They just ran an 11-play drive lasting for 4 minutes and 6 seconds and capped off by a 30-yard touchdown run by Holden Lynn. So it'll be Carson Moore to send it downfield for Hayes High. Back deep will be J.J. Dunnigan and number 2, Gabe Summerlin. Hayes High will be kicking from the 40-yard line on the left hash, closer to their home side. Carson Moore will run up, and he'll send it downfield, angling it towards the left side. And this one will go into the end zone. And Summerlin will call it a fair catch, so it's a touchback. And he'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line for Manhattan. Only took them 2 plays to score on their last drive. They got a 1-yard carry from their fullback, Jaden Hudley, and then after that, a 79-yard touchdown pass from Carter Oslin to J.J. Dunnigan. As the sun's starting to peek out a little bit here at Lewis Field Stadium, they'll go 1 receiver on each side again. And they'll put it on the right hash. Oslin will go in the shotgun, joining the backfield by number 23, Landon Dobson. Or correction, Jaden Hudley. A little tough to see with the sun starting to peek out now as Oslin will take it on a QB draw, ran towards the right side, and now will go back towards the left side, and he's brought down right away by the Hayes High defense. Jackson Chartier and Dalton Myers there to make the tackle for Hayes High, and it's only listed as a 1-yard gain for Oslin. It'll actually be Tim McCautry that made the tackle there along with Myers. Hayes High doing what they have to do early on against the Manhattan defense, and that is hold them on the ground game. Manhattan will put twins towards that right side and leave J.J. Dunnigan all alone on the left. They'll stay in the shotgun. And now we're going to get a timeout. One of the refs blew the whistles, not quite sure who called it.
Manhattan.
It'll be a timeout by Manhattan, and we'll step away as they talk things over with 3:38 to go in the first quarter. It's Hayes High 7, Manhattan 7. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention Hayes High Indian fans, with the football season in full swing, we got some exciting games you will not want to miss. Get ready to hear our home games starting out September 20th. We're head-to-head against the Manhattan Indians right here at Lewis Field. Let's pack the stands and cheer our team to victory. Onwards to October 11th, it's homecoming night, and we're taking on the Dodge City Demons. Come celebrate with us and show us your school spirit for the most exciting game of the season. October 25th, we close out our home schedule against the Liberal Redskins. Let's make it a game to remember. And don't miss our biggest rivalry matchup yet. October 18th, we're headed to Great Bend for the ultimate showdown. Let's come support our Indians and bring home the win.
Following the Manhattan timeout, it'll be 2nd and 9 from their own 21-yard line. They'll put Trips on the left, one receiver on the right. Austin will stay in the shotgun, joining the backfield by Jaden Hudley once again. And now they'll put him on that left side as Austin will be all by himself, and they'll get Hudley on the screen pass. And he's met by Dalton Myers at the 23-yard line. A big hit as a bunch of Hayes High Indians there to help him make the tackle. And it'll be a 3-yard pickup for Hudley. Third pass attempt and third completion of the night for Carter Oslin as he's now up to 92 yards. But now Manhattan's going to be faced with a third down situation and 6 yards to go. They need the 30-yard line.
With 5 yards to go, it's third down.
Just about 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We'll see what Manhattan can do right here. Hayes High will show blitz with Kamani Jones and Jackson Chartier off the left side. And they'll send a man in motion. As Austin will take the snap and roll out towards the right side. He'll load up downfield once again, trying to find Dunnigan as he has to come back, and I think he made the catch at the 30-yard line, and the ref will signal that he did. Jace Myers was there on the defense, and it was actually Gabe Summerlin that made the catch, and it was underthrown at the 31-yard line, but he was able to come back and make the play. I'll be listed as a 45-yard pickup for Manhattan as they get their first third down conversion on their first third down conversion attempt. It's also their first down of the game as well. They'll put one receiver on each side once again. Austin will take the snap on an option play. On the carry is Hudley. Gets past one Hayes High player, and he'll get the first down to about the 18-yard line. Hayes High pressured Austin right away, and he was able to get it past, and number 21, Jaden Hudley, able to get the first down. Will officially be listed as a 13-yard carry. Manhattan gets their second first down of the drive. They'll send the tight end in motion, and it'll be another handoff for Hudley, and he tries to run up the middle and is met at the 15-yard line by the Hayes High defense. Just waiting for the blocks to get there right away, but the Hayes High linebackers coming in to make the tackle, and the defensive lineman following after that.
Gain of 3 yards on the play.
The third carry of the game there from Hudley. He's been the running back slash fullback most involved with the offense this year. 67 yards entering this game, other than Landon Dobson, who still has yet to get his first carry of the season. It'll be 2nd down and 7 as Austin will take the snap, and it goes over his head back at the 25-yard line, but he's able to get there. Tanner Geis was there to almost make the recovery, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and long for Manhattan. Almost disastrous there for the Indians, as they almost had their second turnover of the game, but now they're going to be backed up all the way to the 28-yard line. They'll bring up 3rd down and 20 to go. Manhattan needs to get to the 8-yard line to keep their drive alive. They've already converted once on 3rd down. As they'll go one receiver on each side, they'll also put number 7, Rylan Vikander, the tight end, up on the line as a standing receiver. As Austin will take the snap, get a 3-step drop, has good protection, and will load up and try to find his man. And it's picked off. It's number 11 for the Hayes High defense. Caleb Thompson getting his second career interception. He's going to go to the 25-30 and breaks another tackle to the 35-40. Gets past to the 50. He'll go to the 45-40. Trying to beat Austin down to the 30, and he goes out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Oh my goodness, how about that to end the first quarter as Hayes High will have the ball in their territory, and it's 7-7. So we'll take a break and have our second quarter action when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Hello, everyone. It's Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians. Back here at Lewis Field Stadium as we're about ready to start the second quarter of play. It'll be 1st and 10, Hayes High, and a huge way to end that first quarter is Caleb Thompson able to make an interception inside the 10-yard line, his second one of his career, and back-to-back weeks he makes an interception. So another instance of good field position for Hayes High coming off of a turnover as they're just 28 yards from the end zone and 28 yards away from the lead. They'll put two receivers on the right, one receiver on the left. Both McGuire and Lynn are joined with Graham in the backfield as he'll take the snap and hand it off to McGuire. And the Manhattan defense able to break through the line right away as we get in there making the tackle. It's number 52, Garrison Vikander. There'll be no gain on the play for Hayes High as Ian McGuire had his third carry of the game. And he'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Hayes High. Keep that same formation with twins on the right, one on the left. Hayes High again on the left hash, closer to the Manhattan side. And Graham will fake the handoff to McGuire, loading up deep downfield, trying to hit his man. It's Jonathan Cano, and it's incomplete. And tight defense there by Manhattan. Nisbick Johnson there on the defenses. Graham had Jonathan Cano in the bottom right corner of the end zone, but just unable to hit him, and it's going to bring up another 3rd down and 10 situation for the Indians. 3rd and 10, Hayes High now. They are 2 for 5 on the night on 3rd down. So far all those conversions have been on a run play. As they look towards the sideline to get the play call from the assistant coaches. They'll switch the twins in lone receiver to the opposite sides as Graham takes the snap. 3-step drop, getting pressure out the right side. Now we'll run up and try to find Holden Lynn at the 10. 5 touchdown, Hayes High. Carter Graham was getting pressured and had to roll towards the left side, and he's able to find Holden Lynn at the 10-yard line, and Hayes High leads Manhattan 13-7 with 11:12 to play in the second quarter. And how about this? Hayes High is just capitalizing off the mistakes Manhattan makes, and now they're going to trot out Carson Moore to attempt his 9th PAT attempt of the year. As he awaits the snap, it is down, the hold is good, and it's right down the middle once again. 9 for 9 on the year for Carson Moore as Hayes High leads Manhattan 14-7 with 11:12 to play in the second quarter. We'll be back in a moment. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Aiden Heilman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's King and Queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium following the 48-second touchdown drive for Hayes High. It was from 28 yards out on a pass from Carter Graham to Holden Lynn. How about that? 3 receptions on the year for Holden Lynn, and another one that goes for a touchdown. So 3 receptions, 3 touchdowns for him on the year as Carson Moore is out to send it downfield to the Manhattan Indians. We'll have 3 guys back deep this time as Carson Moore gets ready to send it downfield. As he runs up, he'll angle it towards the Manhattan side once again. It'll be fielded at the 5-yard line by Dunnigan as he goes from right to left. And will be met back at the 12-yard line. He tried waiting for the blocks to set up, but Hayes High right there to make the tackle. It's number 8, Cooper Lindenmeyer, and number 4, Ian McGuire there to make the tackle, and Manhattan will start from their own 13-yard line. And we'll see if the Hayes High defense can continue to force more pressure on the quarterback for Manhattan, Carter Osland. Officially, actually, it is the 13-yard line for Manhattan. They'll go in the shotgun once again. Hayes High showing blitz from the linebackers as Austin will take the snap and will go on the pitch play and is able to find his running back Jaden Hudley as he will try to juke out some Hayes High defenders and go down at about the 17-yard line. So Hudley gets a 4-yard pickup. Now up to 21 yards on the night. Wyatt Kirkpatrick was in there to make the tackle on that play. Manhattan will now send number 2, Gabe Summerlin, the wide receiver, into the game. They'll put twins on both sides, staying in the shotgun with Hudley on the left side of Osland. They'll send a man in motion. It's Vikander. Osland will take the snap and will roll towards the left side. Has some blocks and is going to throw over the middle, and it tried to hit his man, number 18, Jack Crocker, and it falls incomplete. So it's going to be another 3rd down situation for Manhattan with 10-12 to go in the second quarter. He had his man right there. Again, it was Jack Crocker, but just a little too high, and he was unable to pull it in. So that was the first incompletion on the night for Carter Osland. He's 4 for 6 so far. Again, he had that interception that was picked off by number 11, Caleb Thompson. And Manhattan's going to be faced with another third down try tonight. They're 1 for 1 tonight, and that was on a big pass play. As they'll send the tight end in motion, they'll take the snap, and Osland back to throw and tries to hit the running back. He finds Hudley, but he was surrounded right away by the Hayes High defense. It's Jack Zeller in there making the tackle, and Hayes High is going to force a punting situation for Manhattan. The pass will be listed as a loss of 1 yard as Hayes High will now send their special teams onto the field, and Manhattan will do the exact same as Gabe Summerlin will get set to send it downfield. It's Jarek Purdy back deep to return the punt for Hayes High. As they'll send it downfield. A good punt as it's going towards the Hayes High side at the 45-yard line. Purdy signaling the Hayes High defenders to get away from it as it'll roll back towards Hayes High's 40-yard line, and Manhattan will down it about the 37-yard line. So Hayes High's offense will trot back onto the field, having all the momentum so far as they have the lead 14-7 with 9:23 to play. They try to recreate the results of their previous drives. They had the touchdown pass from 28 yards out to Holden Lynn, and Holden Lynn had the other touchdown as well with 4:25 to go in the first quarter from 30 yards out on a run play. They'll officially list Hayes High. Will have it at their own 37-yard line. They'll put twins on the left side, 1 receiver on the right. Graham will take the snap. It's a handoff to McGuire, and he is met in the backfield right away back at the 35-yard line. defensive line for Manhattan just broke through right away, and McGuire unable to find some space to run through. Yeah, I think that's what Hayes High wants to do with them splitting the reps between the backs. They want to get Ian McGuire running the ball early on, since he tends to run with a head of steam. Meanwhile, Holden Lynn's able to find the gaps and is able to get upfield. But now that'll bring up 2nd and 12 Hayes High from their own 35-yard line. Ian McGuire will move behind Graham as he was originally on the left side, and they'll take the snap, and McGuire unable to get past the Manhattan defense once again as he loses a yard on the play. Manhattan's just collapsing the pocket for Hayes High as when McGuire takes the snap. It's another loss of a yard. So Hayes High is 3 for 6 on 3rd down so far tonight. They'll have it 3rd down and 13 from their own 34-yard line. It'll be McGuire and Lind in the backfield. 1 receiver on the left, 2 receivers on the right. Graham takes the snap, and we'll do an end-around run. It's Jonathan Cano. He has some green grass in front of him. He'll go to the 35, but it closes up right away, and he'll go to the 42-yard line. As he gets pushed out of bounds by the Manhattan defense there on the defense.
Number 2, Johnny Cano. He's tackled number 15, Isby Johnson. Number 23, Landon Dobson.
It's number 15, Nisbick Johnson, and number 3, Fabian Clark there to push him out of bounds. And it looks like Hayes High has decided to go for it on 4th down. Graham will take the snap, and actually now he will punt it downfield. So Hayes High going back to their traditional formation. And this one will take a really good bounce, go inside the 10-yard line. And they'll bat it back forward as Jonathan Cano, and Hayes High downs it at the 5-yard line. They went back to their traditional punt formation where it looks like they're going to go for it, but instead Carter Graham sent it downfield. There was no one there on the return, and Manhattan's going to have a long way to go to get this. They'll officially mark it down at the 2-yard line for Manhattan, as they'll start with 7:28 to go in the first half. Reminder, our halftime show is coming up in a little bit where we will recap the first half and take a look at some stats and some games going on around the state of Kansas. As that is back this week. We were unable to do that last week because of how early the game in Colorado was. Manhattan will put 1 receiver on the left side and leave everyone up front as they have their backs against the wall. They're going to try to run it and push back as they actually changed where the ball was down. As it's now at the 4-yard line. We'll have three guys blocking on the right side. Oslin joined in the backfield by number 23 or number 21, Jaden Hudley, as he just gets 1 yard on the carry on a handoff to the left side.
Number 21, Jaden Hudley carries for Manhattan.
Hudley's been the leading rusher for Manhattan tonight, has 22 yards on 5 carries.
And number 57, Tim McCautry.
So 2nd and 9 Manhattan from their own 5-yard line.
2nd and 9.
So we are almost halfway through the second quarter. Hayes High leading Manhattan 14-7. Manhattan will put J.J. Dunnigan alone on the left side as they will likely try to run the ball and keep getting themselves out of the hole that they're in after that good punt by Carter Graham. Send another receiver in motion as Austin will take the snap a little bit high, and on the handoff is number 21, Jaden Hudley, and he has space in front of him as he'll get past the 20-yard line. But in there to make the tackle for Hayes High was number 8, Cooper Lindenmeyer. We'll officially mark him down at the 24-yard line, so a 19-yard carry for Manhattan. 3 first downs for both teams so far in this game. Manhattan will keep that same formation. Chartier and Kamani Jones will play a little bit closer on that right side. We'll send Summerlin in motion as Austin will keep it for himself, and he is met in the backfield right away by the Hayes High defense. It's Dalton Myers in there to make the tackle. We'll have it listed as a loss of 2 back at the 22-yard line. And normally normally you'd see Carter Oslin as the leading rusher for Manhattan. Because of that mistake and how he's been able to barely get any yards, he has negative 14 yards on the stat sheet because he had a 13-yard loss that went over where the ball went over his head. But other than that, he has negative 1 yards on the night. And again, he entered this game with 326 yards on the year. Manhattan will move to the new formation of twins to the left and one receiver on the right. Is Oslin back to throw. He's getting pressured, has to throw it, and is able to find Hudley at the 30-yard line as he runs down the Manhattan sideline, able to stay in bounds at the 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10-5, and he goes into the end zone for a Manhattan touchdown. Oslin was getting pressured right away and had almost no time to get it off, but he was able to find Jaden Hudley for a 78-yard touchdown, and Manhattan is an extra point from tying it back up again with 5:12 to play in the first half. So Manhattan will get set to attempt the extra point. They're going with that same formation again where they got 6 guys on that left side and just center up front. They try to throw the opponent off thinking they're going to go for 2. Again, it's Rylan Vikander out to attempt the extra point. Has not missed one yet this year. And this one is no good. He missed it wide to the left. So Hayes High will keep a 1-point lead with 5:12 to go in the second quarter. We'll be back in a moment. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Back here at Lewisfield Stadium as Manhattan gets ready to send it downfield to Hayes High. That last drive for Manhattan was just 4 plays as they were able to get a first down on the second play. And on a 78-yard touchdown play for a screen pass, Carter Oslin was able to find his running back or his fullback number 21, Jaden Hudley. And with 5:12 to go, Hayes High leads 14-13 because of the missed extra point. It'll be Holden Lynn and Ian McGuire still back deep to return the kickoff. And Rylan Vikander will send it downfield. It'll be fielded by McGuire in the end zone, and that'll be a touchback for Hayes High. Hayes High has been very successful. Two for 3 on their last 3 drives, where both of the scoring plays have been touchdowns by number 23 Holden Lynn. One on a 30-yard pitch to the left side, and the other one a 28-yard pass play. So Hayes High will start it at their own 20-yard line. 4:52 to go here in the first half. Again, stay tuned for our halftime show coming up here in just a little bit. Hayes High will put twins on that right side and one receiver on the left. It's Holden Lynn in the backfield with Carter Graham as they'll hand it off. It's actually Ian McGuire, and he'll go to the 25-30, able to get past the linebackers and the secondary, so he'll go down to the 42-yard line. Ian McGuire gets his biggest carry of the game for 22 yards, and he's now up to 27, and he gets Hayes High another first down.
20 yards gain on the play. That's good for Hayes High. First down.
And this is the key for Hayes High. They just got to keep pounding it at Manhattan, and the defense has been able to force mistakes, and the offense able to capitalize off them. As Hayes High still has that 1-point lead because of the missed extra point. We'll go twins trips on the right, one receiver on the left. It'll be Parker McGuire in motion from right to left as Ian McGuire will get the handoff once again. And he'll run up the middle and able to just get 2 yards on the carry that time.
For Ian McGuire, the ball carrier. He's brought down by number 51, Alex Robinson, and number 91, Evan Middleton.
It'll officially be listed as a 3-yard carry to the 45-yard line.
Gain of 3 yards on the play, second down and 7.
McGuire now up to 30 yards. Both Hayes High running backs, Lind and McGuire, have combined for 75 yards in this first half. There's 3:56 to go until we reach halftime. Hayes High will now go back to twins on the right and one receiver on the left. This time it's Holden Lind in the backfield. Graham will take the snap, fake the handoff, has great protection, and now will roll out towards the right side looking for someone to throw to. Will load up downfield for Jonathan Cano, and he finds him at the 28-yard line, but did he stay in bounds? He did. The ref ran over and says he'll be out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Graham had to roll out towards the right side and was able to find Jonathan Cano, and Hayes High has another first down.
27 yards, gain on the play. Good for Hayes High. First down.
It's a 27-yard pickup for the Hayes High offense. As Graham having his biggest day through the air so far, as he's up to 86 pass yards on the day. Jonathan Cano up to 47 receiving yards. It'll still be Holden Lynn in the backfield. Graham will take the snap and will hand it off to Lynn as he's able to get past one defender, but there's others right there to make the tackle at the 27-yard line. So just 1 yard gain there for Hayes High. There's 3:24 to go here in the first half. It is very important that Hayes High gets a touchdown right here because they received the opening kickoff, so they would have to kick it off to Manhattan to start the second half. But an 8-yard lead, or excuse me, an 8-point lead going into halftime would be huge. Hayes High will be in the shotgun. Manhattan shifts their line over from left to right. Graham will fake the handoff and will load up downfield trying to hit Jarek Purdy, and he jumps up and makes the catch with the 5. Touchdown, Hayes High! Carter Graham able to find Jarek Purdy as he climbed the ladder at the 5-yard line and made the catch and goes into the end zone, and Hayes High is up front 20-13 with 2:51 to go here in the first half. Oh my goodness. Hayes High's offense just rolling here in the first half as they have a 7-point lead. And what a catch by Jarek Purdy. It looked like it was going to go over his head, but he was able to jump up and make the catch. And they'll trot out Carson Moore to attempt the extra point. He's 9 for 9 on the year with 7 for 7 entering this game. And this one is up and no good. It goes off the left post, and it'll stay a 7-point game. But Hayes High able to extend their lead, and with 2:51 to go, it's Hayes High 20, Manhattan 13. This is Hayes High football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Aiden Heilman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's King and Queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium following the 5-play touchdown drive for Hayes High that was 2 minutes and 21 seconds, capped off by the 27-yard touchdown pass from Carter Graham to Jarek Purdy. That might go down as our pass of the game because it looked like it was going to go over Jarek Purdy's head, and the defender was right there to make sure he didn't catch it. But Purdy able to climb the ladder, make the grab, and go in for the touchdown. And with 2:51 to go, Hayes High will get ready to send it downfield to Manhattan. It's Carson Moore again. And for Manhattan, once again, it's Gabe Summerlin, number 2, and number 5, J.J. Dunnigan, back to return. As it will be a line drive kick at the 25-yard line. Manhattan going to let it roll a little bit, and now Summerlin has to come up and field it as he'll go to the 15 to the 20, and he'll be marked down at about the 23-yard line. I think they're going to give him the extra yard as well, so Manhattan will start from their own 24-yard line, trying to possibly tie it before we go into halftime. Again, they get the ball to start the second half. And a touchdown here would put the momentum in their favor going into the half, so Hayes High going to have to come up with a big stop right here. Oslin back in at quarterback. Once again, joined in the backfield by Jaden Hudley. Manhattan will have trips bunched up together near the line on the left side as Austin will take the snap and will roll out towards the right side, getting pressured, and he gets sacked and almost picked off. Jackson Chartier was right there at the 25-yard line to make the interception as Austin got hit as he threw, but it falls incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Manhattan. The Hayes High D-line just broke through as Austin was he felt pretty comfortable early on, but the protection broke down, and Hayes High almost came up with a huge play to make the sack. We talked about with Tony Crow on the pregame show, that was going to be the key to take Ostlin out of the game, and so far Hayes High has done a really good job of that. They've had a few big touchdown plays from him where he's had passes from 79 yards and also 78 yards. And Manhattan will now call a timeout. That's their second one of this first half, and with 2:39 to go, we'll step away as well. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High DECA is excited to return to a traditional food drive that benefits the Community Assistance Center. This year's food drive, Trick or Treat So Others Can Eat, will be held on Tuesday, October 15th, with the collections beginning at 6 p.m. and ending by 9. Possible items to donate include canned fruits and vegetables, boxed food items, jars of baby food, and any non-perishable food items. Cash and checks are always welcome, and checks can be made payable to the Community Assistance Center and may be mailed to their address at 208 East 12th Street, Hayes, Kansas. Thanks for supporting Hayes High DECA, and Go Indians.
Attention Hayes High Indian fans, with the football season in full swing, we got some exciting games you will not want to miss. Get ready to hear our home games starting out September 20th. We're head-to-head against the Manhattan Indians right here at Lewis Field.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium, following Manhattan calling their second timeout with 2:39 to go until we reach the half. Hayes High almost made a big play a second ago, close to getting their second interception forced on Carter Ostlin in this game, but it fell incomplete, and it's second down and 10 for Manhattan from their own 24-yard line. This time Ostlin will be all by himself in the backfield, trips to the left, one receiver to the right, and the whistle blows, and Hayes High will call timeout now. With 2:39 to go here in the first quarter, we'll step away once again.
Attention Hayes High Indian fans, with the football season in full swing, we got some exciting games you will not want to miss. Get ready to hear our home games starting out September 20th. We're head-to-head against the Manhattan Indians right here at Lewis Field. Let's pack the stands and cheer our team to victory. Onwards to October 11th, it's homecoming night, and we're taking on the Dodge City Demons. Come celebrate with us and show us your school spirit for the most exciting game of the season. October 25th, we close out our home schedule against the Liberal Redskins. Let's make it a game to remember. And don't miss our biggest rivalry matchup yet. October 18th, we're headed to Great Bend for the ultimate showdown. Let's come support our Indians and bring home the win. Mark your calendars, get your game face on, and join us for a fantastic season of the Hayes High football. For our latest updates and game highlights, follow us on all social medias of Tribe Broadcasting. Stay tuned to the radio, and go Indians.
Following back-to-back timeouts, it's again Manhattan, 2nd and 10 from their own 24-yard line. We'll go in the shotgun, running back to the right side of Ostlin, and he'll now go out as a receiver. Ostlin back to throw with good protection, trying to hit his receiver on the slant route. As he tries to hit Gabe Summerlin, he drops it at the 35-yard line, and it falls incomplete, and it's going to bring up another third down for Manhattan.
On the coverage for Hayes High, Kamani Joe.
He sent Summerlin in on the post route, and he had him open, but just went right through his hands. And it's going to bring up third down once again for Manhattan. 1 for 2 so far on the night, both of them being pass plays, so they converted one and missed one. As they look for their first yards of this drive. And we're going to get a penalty flag now from the head referee.
Penalty flag on the play. Illegal participation against Manhattan.
And it's going to go against Manhattan, so they're going to be forced to go a few yards back to the 19-yard line. So that'll make it 2nd down and 15. Hayes High student section, not sure if you could hear them on the crowd mic. They're starting to get into this game pretty well in their Hawaiian game theme. A great showing from them tonight. As Manhattan now with Ostlin all alone in the backfield, linebackers blitzing. He'll roll towards the left side and will try to hit his receiver, and he finds Dunnigan at the 30-yard line. That's not going to be enough for the first down. We'll say he went out of bounds at around the 28-yard line, so a 9-yard completion, six yards away from getting the first down. And it's going to bring up 4th down for Manhattan, and they will send their punt team onto the field with Gabe Summerlin ready to send it downfield and Jarrett Purdy back deep to return. Again, that 9-yard pass completion was 6 yards short of the first down. Hayes High coming after the punt, and it was tipped at the 40-yard line, and it will take a bounce at around the 47-yard line, and Manhattan will field it at the 45. So Hayes High pressured the punt. It got tipped, And they'll set up in Manhattan territory with 2:18 to go here in the first half.
By number 12, Joseph Mortensen. Punt was tipped by Hayes High.
Hayes High will start from the Manhattan 46-yard line. That drive for Manhattan was just 33 seconds. They picked up 4 yards as they had a loss of 5 from a penalty and then a 9-yard pass completion from Carter Oslin to J.J. Dunnigan. Now Hayes High 46 yards away from finding the end zone once again. Graham will take the snap and will hand it off to, he fakes the handoff to Ian McGuire. Now we'll find him on the screen pass, but he goes nowhere as he was actually able to just get 1 yard on the play. And one ref says he was down at the 46, the other says 45. They'll give him the 1 yard, and it'll be second down and 9 for Hayes High. Ian McGuire made his first reception of the season right there. Graham will take the snap and will hand it off to McGuire once again, able to break through the D-line and is met by a linebacker as it was number 5, J.J. Dunnigan in there to make the tackle at the 40-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 for Hayes High. 8th carry there for Ian McGuire up to 35 yards as Hayes High wastes no time. And Carter Graham looks towards the sideline, tries to hit Braden Meckel, but it falls incomplete, going right through his hands once again, and it's going to bring up 4th down. So it's 4th and 4 for Hayes High from their own 40-yard line, and they have a decision to make. There's only a minute 23 to go here in the first half. You could possibly pin Manhattan deep a little bit, or you can go for it and try to make it a 2-possession game going into halftime. Graham is in the field. We'll see if they go for it or if he just decides to punt it once again. Hayes High try to get Manhattan to jump off sides. Parker McGuire was on the right side. He'll now move towards that left side as the tight end. 5 seconds on the play clock. Both sides jumped, and penalty flags flew in. It's going to be false start against Hayes High, so they'll be pushed back 5 yards. So the clock is now at a minute 22 to go in the first half. Hayes High back at the Manhattan 45-yard line. They will now send their punt team onto the field, and Manhattan will send the return team onto the field. Carter Graham will get ready to send it downfield. Back deep for Manhattan, number 15, Nisbick Johnson, and a penalty flag flew in as this one will take a bounce at the 15-yard line and roll inside the 10-yard line and go out of bounds right there. Again, a penalty flag flew in. We'll see who it is on. It was the ref on the Manhattan side that threw it in as we wait for the official call from the head referee. I think they're going to call this one against Hayes High. As, again, the head referee, he's headed towards the Manhattan sideline. It'll be a false start against Hayes High, so Manhattan wants them to punt it again. It was a good punt for Hayes High, but they'll move back 5 yards to midfield.
False start against Hayes.
And they'll get ready to send it downfield once again. This time it's both Nisbick Johnson and J.J. Dunnigan as 2 punt returners are back deep for Manhattan with a minute 14 to go here in the first half. Again, Hayes High in front 20-13. Graham will send it downfield. A high kick going to the 20-yard line near the Manhattan sideline, and it will bounce out at about the 16-yard line. So despite the 2 penalties, Graham able to send it downfield and give Manhattan a long way to go.
First down Manhattan from the 19-yard line.
Manhattan will start from their own 19-yard line. 81 yards away from the end zone as they try to tie it up before we go into the half. Again, they get the ball to start the second half, so they just need points to try to keep this competitive. Again, Hayes High has just been taking advantage of the mistakes Manhattan makes. Manhattan will go in the shotgun. Put 1 receiver on each side with 2 guys on the left side on the line. Austin will take the snap and will keep it himself on a QB draw towards the left side, and he's met by the Hayes High defense after just getting 2 yards on the play, but he got a push there at the end. Wonder if they'll give him the extra yard. They will. It's a 4-yard pickup to the 23-yard line as there's now 50 seconds until we reach the half. Manhattan not calling timeouts because they just have 1 left. Austin trying to get out of the negative for his rushing yards. Had a loss of 13 on a ball that went wild over his head. Hayes High having a little bit of mix-up. They were able to sort it out before Manhattan got the snap off, as Austin will hand it off to Hudley, and he was met at the backfield and was able to pull ahead for just a couple of yards to the 25-yard line. So 17 seconds left. Manhattan has 1 timeout. I don't think they're going to use it.
With 4 yards to go, it's
It'll be 3rd down and 4 for Manhattan. 6 seconds on the play clock. As they head towards their sideline, they're not going to use their timeout. So we are going to go to halftime with Hayes High in front, leading the 7th-ranked team in the state 20-13. And we will have our halftime show when we come back, where we will recap the first half, look at some stats and some scores around the state as well. We'll be back in a moment. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Aiden Howman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's King and Queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
Hello, we want to thank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Hayes High DECA is excited to return to a traditional food drive that benefits the Community Assistance Center. This year's food drive, Trick or Treat So Others Can Eat, will be held on Tuesday, October 15th, with the collections beginning at 6 p.m. and ending by 9. Possible items to donate include canned fruits and vegetables, boxed food items, jars of baby food, and any non-perishable food items. Cash and checks are always welcome, and checks can be made payable to the Community Assistance Center and may be mailed to their address at 208 East 12th Street, Hays, Kansas. Thanks for supporting Hays High DECA, and Go Indians.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium on the halftime show as Hays High has Manhattan on upset alert, leading 20-13 at the break. And we'll now start off the halftime show by looking back at that first half. Hays High would go with a 3-and-out on their first possession, but on the very first play of Manhattan's first offensive possession, they would fumble it to Hays High, and then Hays High would only get 1 yard on the very next drive and have to punt the ball downfield, and Manhattan got their offense going with a 79-yard touchdown pass from Carter Austin to J.J. Dunnigan. But Hays High wouldn't let up as they were able to run a long 11-play drive capped off by a 30-yard touchdown run by Holden Lynn. And Manhattan on their very next possession was able to get down all the way to Hays High's 28-yard line, where Caleb Thompson would come up big again, getting his second interception of his career, of his season, and in back-to-back weeks as well. And then Hays High it looked like they were about to go 3-and-out, but Carter Graham was able to find Holden Lynn for a 28-yard touchdown pass. And Manhattan would be forced to punt the ball once again on a 3-and-out, where they picked up 4 yards on a run play on the first play and then lost 1 on a pass play on a screen pass. And then Hays High would be forced to punt the ball again on a 3-and-out. And Manhattan was faced with a 2nd down and 12 situation, but Oslin was able to find a 78-yard touchdown pass to his fullback, number 21, Jaden Hudley. And Hays High ran 4 plays with 29 yards rushing on the first 2 and a 27-yard pass play, and then another one from 27 yards out, which would be the touchdown pass to Jarek Purdy. At the moment, that will be our play of the game so far. And then Manhattan will be forced to punt the ball once again after having 2 incompletions and then a penalty and only getting 9 of the 15 yards they needed on 3rd down. And Hays High would be forced to punt the ball on a 3-and-out, where they had 2 penalties to follow, where it looked like they were going to go for it on 4th down because they had it on the Manhattan 40 from 10 yards out on 4th down. And then Manhattan just ran 2 plays for 6 yards rushing, and we went into the break with Hays High in front 20-13. And when we come back, we will look at our individual stats and numbers and some scores from around the state. We'll be back in a moment. This is Hays High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention Hays High Indian fans, with the football season in full swing, we got some exciting games you will not want to miss. Get ready to hear our home games starting out September 20th. We're head-to-head against the Manhattan Indians right here at Lewis Field. Let's pack the stands and cheer our team to victory. Onwards to October 11th, it's homecoming night, and we're taking on the Dodge City Demons. Come celebrate with us and show us your school spirit for the most exciting game of the season. October 25th, we close out our home schedule against the Liberal Redskins. Let's make it a game to remember. And don't miss our biggest rivalry matchup yet. October 18th, we're headed to Great Bend for the ultimate showdown. Let's come support our Indians and bring home the win. Mark your calendars, get your game face on, and join us for a fantastic season of the Hays High football. For our latest updates and game highlights, follow us on all social medias of Tribe Broadcasting. Stay tuned to the radio, and go Indians.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium on the halftime show as Hays High leads at the break 20-13, and we'll now take a look at some of our individual and team numbers. We'll start off with Hays High. Carter Graham having a great first half, 114 yards passing on 7, completing 7 of his 13 passes so far. And he's also gotten 2 touchdown passes as well. Jarek Purdy being one of those. He has 2 receptions for 32 yards, and Jonathan Cano has 2 of his own for 47 yards. Braden Meckle caught 1 pass for 5 yards, and Holden Lynn had a touchdown reception for 28 yards out. So 3 receptions for him on the year and 3 receiving touchdowns as well. And Ian McGuire had 1 from just 1 yard out. The Hays High ground game, Holden Lynn leads the way with 8 carries for 46 yards, and right behind him is Ian McGuire with 35 on 8 carries as well. Carter Graham has just 1 carry for 3 yards, and Jonathan Cano with just 1 as well for 10 yards. Carter Oslin, as we now look at the Manhattan passing and receiving stats, he is 7 for 11 in the first half. Has 2 passing touchdowns for a total of 223 yards passing on the night, which is something that we're very unfamiliar with seeing from him, as he hasn't been able to do much with his legs, but with his arm, he's been able to do something. His favorite target, J.J. Dunnigan, has 2 receptions for 88 yards and a touchdown. Jaden Hudley has 3 receptions for 80 yards and a touchdown as well. Number 2, Gabe Summerlin, has 1 reception for 45 yards. And Landon Dobson has 1 reception as well for 10 yards. And looking at Manhattan's rushing stats, Carter Oslin has 4 carries for negative 10 yards because he had a play that went where the ball went over his head and he ended up losing 13 on the play. So he officially has 4 carries for negative 10 yards on the night. Jaden Hudley has 7 carries for 43 yards, and that rounds out Manhattan's rushing or individual stats. We'll now look at our team numbers. Hayes High has led the game in time of possession with 12 minutes and 40 seconds, and Manhattan 11 minutes and 20 seconds. Hayes High is 3 for 6 on 3rd down, and Manhattan 1 for 3. Neither team has attempted a 4th down conversion yet. Hayes High has picked up 5 first downs, 3 of those on the ground, 2 of those through the air. And Manhattan has picked up 4 first downs with 3 of those on the ground and 1 through the air. And looking at Hayes High's yardage, 94 rush yards in the first half and 114 through the air, giving them 208 total. And Manhattan has 33 rush yards and 223 pass yards for a total of 256 yards. We'll take another break, and when we come back, we will take a look at some of our scores from around the state and take a look at what's happening at Hayes High for the upcoming week. We'll be back in a moment. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Aiden Heilman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's king and queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Hayes High DECA is excited to return to a traditional food drive that benefits the Community Assistance Center. This year's food drive, Trick or Treat So Others Can Eat, will be held on Tuesday, October 15th, with the collections beginning at 6 p.m. and ending by 9. Possible items to donate include canned fruits and vegetables, boxed food items, jars of baby food, and any non-perishable food items. Cash and checks are always welcome, and checks can be made payable to the Community Assistance Center and may be mailed to their address at 208 East 12th Street, Hayes, Kansas. Thanks for supporting Hayes High DECA, and go Indians.
Attention Hayes High Indian fans, with the football season in full swing, we got some exciting games you will not want to miss. Get ready to hear our home games starting out September 20th. We're head-to-head against the Manhattan Indians right here at Lewis Field. Let's pack the stands and cheer our team to victory. Onwards to October 11th, it's homecoming night, and we're taking on the Dodge City Demons. Come celebrate with us and show us your school spirit for the most exciting game of the season. October 25th, we close out our home schedule against the Liberal Redskins. Let's make it a game to remember. And don't miss our biggest rivalry matchup yet. October 18th, we're headed to Great Bend for the ultimate showdown. Let's come support our Indians and bring home the win. Mark your calendars, get your game face on, and join us for a fantastic season of the Hayes High football. For our latest updates and game highlights, follow us on all social medias of Tribe Broadcasting. Stay tuned to the radio, and go Indians.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium on the halftime show as we're about ready to start the second half. Hayes High in front of Manhattan 20-13, and we'll now get some scores from around the state. Bueller leads Great Bend 7-6 at the end of the first quarter, and Dodge City is on top of Wichita South at halftime 28-8. As Dodge City looking for the 2-1 start. Liberal leads Guyman, Oklahoma 35-0 at the half as Liberal looks for their second straight 3-0 start. TMP has Phillipsburg on upset alert as well, so both Hayes teams keeping their opponents on upset alert with a 22-16 lead over the Panthers at halftime. Junction City leads Wichita Northwest 14-0 at the end of the first quarter because that game went into a weather delay, and Mill Valley leads Lawrence Free State 17-14 at halftime in that game. Derby and Salina South just started about 18 minutes ago because that game went into a weather delay as well, so we don't have a score on that one. And Aquinas leads Blue Valley at halftime 14-10. And to round out our halftime show, we'll now let you know what's happening at Hayes High for this upcoming week. Tomorrow, the JV volleyball team heads to a tournament at Salina South. Monday, the JV football team is at Manhattan. And on Tuesday is the busiest day of the week with varsity tennis playing at McPherson, the JV girls golf playing at Heston, and boys soccer on the road against Great Bend. On Thursday, the volleyball team will get their try at home, and boys soccer is at home as well against Garden City. And finally, to round it out, is on Friday is football at Garden City, and on Saturday, the JV girls tennis team will head on the road to take on Phillipsburg. So we'll take one more break and have the second half when we come back. Again, it's Hayes High in front at the break, 20-13. This is Hayes High football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. Hello, everyone. It's Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Hayes High DECA is excited to return to a traditional food drive that benefits the Community Assistance Center. This year's food drive, Trick or Treat So Others Can Eat, will be held on Tuesday, October 15th, with the collections beginning at 6 p.m. and ending by 9. Possible items to donate include canned fruits and vegetables, boxed food items, jars of baby food, and any non-perishable food items. Cash and checks are always welcome, and checks can be made payable to the Community Assistance Center and may be mailed to their address at 208 East 12th Street, Hayes, Kansas. Thanks for supporting Hayes High DECA, and go Indians.
Attention Hayes High Indian fans, with the football season in full swing, we got some exciting games you will not want to miss. Get ready to hear our home games starting out September 20th. We're head-to-head against the Manhattan Indians right here at Lewis Field. Let's pack the stands and cheer our team to victory. Onwards to October 11th, it's homecoming night, and we're taking on the Dodge City Demons. Come celebrate with us and show us your school spirit for the most exciting game of the season. October 25th, we close out our home schedule against the Liberal Redskins. Let's make it a game to remember. And don't miss our biggest rivalry matchup yet, October.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium as we are ready to start the second half as Carson Moore trots onto the field to send the ball downfield to start the second half because Hayes High got the ball to start the game. They will kick it off to start the second half. Manhattan will send 3 players back deep, Gabe Summerlin, J.J. Dunnigan, and Jaden Hudley. As there's 13 seconds left on the halftime clock as they wait for it to run out and get the second half underway. Fans on both sides getting into it as we start the second half back up. It has been very exciting so far. Both teams just back and forth. It's just clean, old-fashioned smash-mouth football. And now the clock has run out. 12 minutes is put up on it. And the ref will hand the ball to Carson Moore. He'll be kicking from that left hash, so near the hash closest to the Manhattan sideline. Again, Manhattan going with 3 guys back deep to return the kickoff. Manhattan will have 5 up men with 2 guys behind them and then 1 by himself and then the 3 return man. As Carson Moore runs up, the second half is now underway as he sends this one deep, and this one is fielded by Dunnigan at the 1-yard line as he'll go to the 15, and will be tackled by some Hayes High players at the 17-yard line, but they'll give him an extra yard at the 18-yard line, but the ref on the Manhattan sideline threw a flag in late, so we'll see what this one is. As the refs meet up in midfield, not quite sure what the call is going to be. It came in pretty late, pretty much after the tackle was made. And this will be holding against Manhattan, so they'll be forced back a few yards. It was taken out to the 18-yard line, but it'll be pushed back a little bit. And this is what Hayes High has capitalized off of so far, is Manhattan making mistakes that makes the distance that they have to score much tougher to reach. So they'll start from their own 9-yard line. As Carter Oslin leading his offense back onto the field, they'll put twins on both sides, have a tight end on the left side, and Oslin all by himself in the backfield. They'll send that tight end in motion from left to right. Oslin will take the snap and roll towards that right side, and will try to hit his man on the sideline, and it's incomplete. Was trying to hit number 2, Gabe Summerlin, at the 25-yard line, but underthrown as he had to dive for it to make the play, and that'll be a 2nd and 10 situation now for Manhattan.
2nd and 10 from the 9 for Manhattan.
And we basically seen Manhattan run almost that same play every night where they'll have Oslin trot over to either the left side or the right side and try to hit an open man. That time it was just underthrown as he had good protection as well. We'll put trips on the right, 2 receivers on the left. And now Hudley will be sent in motion. And Oslin back to throw, getting pressured, trying to get away from the Hayes High defense. He's able to evade and will throw the ball over the middle and find J.J. Dunnigan at the 28-yard line, and he's met right away by the Hayes High defense. It's Dalton Myers and Kamani Jones there to make the tackle at the 28-yard line, and that's going to be a fresh set of downs for Manhattan. And they'll give him the extra yard, so a 20-yard pickup to the 29-yard line. 253 pass yards on the night for Oslin. As he finds his favorite target once again, he'll take the snap, back to throw, and we'll find Summerlin at the 33-yard line, and he's dragging Kamani Jones to a first down at the 40-yard line. So it looked like it was just going to be a 5-yard play on a curl route reception, but Summerlin was able to drag his man into the first down at the 41-yard line. So another first down pickup for Manhattan, that one from 12 yards out. That was just Summerlin's 2nd reception of this game, 57 yards so far for him. So Manhattan will have 2 slot receivers, 1 on each side. They'll send Hudley, who is one of them, in motion to the left side. And Austin will take the snap. Has to get it off right away and will get pressured, and will try to throw it towards that right sideline, and it is incomplete. The catch was made by Gabe Summerlin as he tried to drag his toes on the sideline, but unable to stay in, and it's another incomplete pass. Oslin now 9 for 15 passing the ball tonight as he throws his 2nd incompletion on the drive. And he had his man there, just put it a little too far out of bounds, and he tried dragging the toes, but he was in the white. So 2nd and 10 again for Manhattan as they start another set of downs with the incompletion that they did on that first drive on the first play of the drive from the 9-yard line. Austin will take the snap, and we'll do a QB draw, and he was not going anywhere. The Hayes High defense, there's 3 defenders right there to bring him down at the 39-yard line.
On that stop, number 56, Jack.
Hayes High just targeting Austin as he tries to do stuff with his legs, and he is still trying to break out of the negative as he has 5 carries on the night, and it's going to bring up another 3rd down for Manhattan. This time it's from 12 yards out from their own 39-yard line. They have to get into Hayes High territory if they want the 1st down. They'll bunch up 3 receivers on the right side. They're on the right hash closer to their sideline. And they'll now put Rylan Vikander as a tight end on the left side. They'll send a man in motion again. Austin will hand it off. And Hudley will run up the middle, and he is unable to get the 1st down as he goes to the 47-yard line. 8-yard pickup there for Manhattan. 4 yards away from the 1st down marker. And now Manhattan has a decision to make. 4th down and 4 from their own 47-yard line. See if they decide to go for it. Austin is in at QB. They'll put 2 receivers on the right, 1 receiver on the left. 4 yards away from the 1st down marker. And now they're going to have Austin back up, and the ball's going to go over his head, and it's going to be Dalton Myers that recovers it back at the 32-yard line. The snap went over Austin's head, and Dalton Myers was right there to recover it, and Hayes High is going to have it at their own 32, or excuse me, at the Manhattan 32-yard line.
First down, Hayes High at Manhattan's 32-yard line.
So Hayes High will trot out their offense for their first possession of this second half with great field position from the Manhattan 32-yard line. They'll put Jonathan Cano in the slot, and they'll send him in motion. As Graham will take the snap, he'll hand it off to Holden Lynn, and he'll run up the middle to the 27-yard line. That'll give him 5 yards on the carry. He's just been waiting for the blocks to get open there, and they're only going to give him 4 yards on the play at the 28-yard line. That's now 50 yards for Lind on the night as he now moves behind Graham. As Graham will take the snap, he'll hand it off to Lind once again. He's able to find a gap to the 25 and is able to plunge forward to about the 23-yard line. 1 yard shy of the 1st down marker. It's going to be another 3rd down for Hayes High. So they'll mark him down at the 23-yard line. Hayes High is 1 yard away from getting that 1st down yardage. They picked up 3 3rd down conversions so far tonight. Manhattan anticipating the QB sneak from Carter Graham. As he lunges forward, there were a lot of defenders there. I don't think he got it, and I think the referee on the Hayes High sideline signaling a 1st down. And he is not. Wait, actually, yes, he is. It is a 1st down for Hayes High. 1 yard carry for Carter Graham to the 22-yard line gives Hayes High another 1st down on 3rd down. This time it's McGuire and Lynn join in the backfield with Graham. Twins to the left, 1 receiver to the right. There's the snap, and it's a screen pass to Jonathan Cano at the 25. He'll go to the 20, cut back inside to the 15, jukes out a man, and will go down at about the 12-yard line. So a 10-yard pickup. They might mark him half a yard shy of the 1st down, or actually it'll be a full yard shy of the 1st down. So 9-yard pickup there for Johnny Cano. Cano now up to 56 yards receiving on the night on just 3 receptions. Carter Graham entered this game only throwing for 125 yards on the season. He is now up to 123 tonight as he does a jet sweep handoff to Jonathan Cano. He is not going anywhere, so he'll go down in the backfield at about the 17-yard line as will they mark him. So Hayes High will be faced with another 3rd down, this one from 5 yards out at the Manhattan 17-yard line. They had the right idea, but there was a lot of pressure on that right side, and they met Jonathan Cano right away. Hayes High will be faced with their 8th third down of the game. They've converted on 4 so far. And with 6:25 to go here in the third quarter, they'll try to convert again from 6 yards out. Jarrett Purdy, the lone receiver on the left side, trips towards that right side. Brock Homeyer in the game. He'll go in motion as Gardner Graham will look for a receiver, and it'll try to hit Ian McGuire, but it will fall incomplete as it was thrown pretty low. But a penalty flag was thrown in near the Hayes High sideline.
Pass intended for number 4, Ian McGuire. Once again, penalty marker on the play.
As we await the official call. Sounds like this one's going to go against Hayes High. So the rest will gather as we'll wait for the call. It's likely holding against Hayes High because they're going back pretty far. That's a 10-yard penalty, which would set them back all the way at the 27-yard line. So Manhattan's still deciding if they want to accept it and have Hayes High with 16 yards to go on third down or set up with a 4th down situation. And the penalty is declined, so
Procedure call against Hayes.
it would have been a 5-yard penalty as it was called a false start. But from the 17-yard line, Hayes High will be forced to go for it, and now they're going to try a long field goal. This one will be from 35 yards out for Carson Moore as he attempts his first field goal of the year. It's been all PATs, and now he'll try a 35-yarder. It'll be a straight shot as the hold is down. The kick is up. It's a line drive, and it is good. He's able to knock it through and give Hayes High a 10-point lead with 6:09 to go in the third quarter. Carson Moore had just attempted PATs all year, then comes out and makes a 35-yard field goal. So we'll step away once again. It's Hayes High 23, Manhattan 13. This is Hayes High football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Aiden Heilman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's king and queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
Back here at Lewisfield Stadium following that 6-play drive from Hayes High that lasted for 3 minutes and 6 seconds, and it was capped off by a long 35-yard field goal from Carson Moore to extend the Hayes High lead to 23-13 as they are keeping the top 10 Manhattan Indians on upset alert. 6:09 again to go in the third quarters. Manhattan will keep those same guys back deep of Gabe Summerlin, J.J. Dunnigan, and Jaden Hudley. Carson Moore will run up, and he'll send it downfield, and this one will angle towards the right side, and it will be fielded by number 21, Jaden Hudley. He'll go to the 10, 15, has some blocks to the 20, 25-30, 35-40, trying to beat Dalton Myers past midfield to the 45-40 and gets pushed out of bounds around there. And a lot of people from Manhattan side celebrating, but there's a penalty flag back at the 30-yard line. This one's going to be coming back as they're going to call holding against Manhattan. A big return that looked like it was going to be a momentum shifter, but Manhattan will have to have a long field ahead of them. So we'll see where they decide to mark it. The flag was thrown around the 30-yard line. And as they get ready to place the ball, they'll put Manhattan back at the 20-yard line. So 80 yards away from the end zone as Manhattan trails Hayes High 23-13. They'll have Carter Oslin all by himself in the backfield. Trips to the left, 1 and 2 receivers to the right on the left hash. Send a man in motion once again. It's Hudley. As Austin will take the snap and find Hudley on the screen pass. He'll go to the 20, get past one Hayes High defender at the 25, and Dalton Myers able to drag him down right there at the 25. So looks like they'll give him an extra yard because of forward progress up to the 26-yard line. But it's going to be 2nd and 4 for Manhattan.
Number 22, Dalton Myers with the tackle for Hayes. 6 yards, 2nd and
86 yards receiving now on the night for Hudley. And Austin having to use his arm tonight. That's 10 completions now for 271 yards, and he's been known as more of a running quarterback in this season. And another ball goes over his head as it goes back to the 13-yard line, and Jackson Chartier there to make the tackle at the 14. So another snap goes over Carter Ostland's head, and that's going to be a 3rd down and long for Manhattan.
for the Indians, number 54, Jackson Chartier, and 56, Jack Zeller.
It'll be an 11-yard loss back to the 15-yard line. As since Ostland recovered that, he has just been trying to fight to get out of the negative for the rush yards. And now they'll be faced with a 3rd down and long situation. It'll be 3rd and 15. Hayes High will switch Kamani Jones and Caleb Thompson around on each side of the field. Landon Dobson will go in motion on the line as Ostland back to throw. Getting pressured, will load up deep downfield, trying to hit Dunnigan at midfield, and it is incomplete at around the 45-yard line. Manhattan sideline wanting a flag as the double team was right there with Kamani Jones and Cooper Lindenmeyer. But it's going to be 4th down and 15 yards to go, and we'll likely see Manhattan punt it once again.
Kamani Jones. It's 4th and 15, Manhattan.
So Manhattan will send their punter, Gabe Summerlin, on the field to send it down. And Hayes High will send Jarek Purdy back deep to return the punt.
Punt formation for Manhattan, number 2, Gabe Summerlin.
Manhattan, as Summerlin will be right at the goal line. Manhattan really trying to avoid a bad snap once again. They've had too many of those tonight. And Hayes High just been able to capitalize off of each one. As the snap is up, it's a high punt as it takes a bounce at the Hayes High 49-yard line. Jarek Purdy backing up. And this one will roll all the way back to the 32-yard line of Hayes High. And it's down by number 12 for Manhattan, Joseph Mortensen. So Hayes High will trot their offense out onto the field for the 2nd time this half.
Hayes High from their 32-yard line.
They were able to get that 35-yard field goal on their last possession. And they'll take over with 4:11 to go in the 3rd quarter. The refs will officially mark it down at the 32-yard line. But Hayes High will work from that left hash near the Manhattan sideline with twins on the right, one receiver on the left. Holden Lynn on the left side of Graham in the shotgun. Manhattan will show blitz off that right side. Graham, 3-step drop, finds Holden Lynn on the screen pass. He'll go to the 30, trying to get down the Manhattan sideline, but goes out of bounds at around the 36-yard line. So Hayes High just trying to control the clock, running these short yardage plays, and doing whatever they can to keep Manhattan out of this game, because this would be a major upset for Hayes High. So 4-yard pickup. 127 yards passing for Carter Graham on the night. And what's funny about that throw for Holden Lind, or that catch for Holden Lind, that was the first pass he's received this year that didn't go for a touchdown, as he had one earlier tonight that was from 28 yards out, and that was his 4th reception of the season. As Hayes High was in the single back, they'll hand it off to Holden Lind, and he'll be met in the backfield by the Manhattan defense as he was met by number 58, the middle linebacker, Brandon Stroud. And it'll be listed as a loss of 1 at the 35-yard line.
Loss of a yard on the play. It's 3rd down and 7 from the 35-yard line.
Hayes High getting ready to go with their 8th 3rd down conversion try of the night. 4 for 7 so far. Manhattan keeping the 3-man front, playing the linebackers back a little bit. And now the snap goes over Carter Graham's head, and this will be fielded by number 52 of Manhattan, Garrison Vikander, and he'll go into the end zone for a Manhattan touchdown. So disaster strikes there for Hayes High with 3:13 to go in the third quarter, and Manhattan has trimmed it down to a 4-point game with that touchdown and fumble recovery. So Manhattan will send their field goal kicker to attempt the extra point. Number 7, Rylan Vikander. He's he's 1 for 2 so far on the night. So Manhattan will keep that same formation where they have 6 guys on the left, and we should see them shift them over, and that is exactly what they do. As the snap is down for Vikander, the kick is up, and he knocks it through. So Manhattan able to take advantage of a Hayes High turnover, and it is now a 3-point game with 3:13 to go in the third quarter. We'll be back in a moment. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium with 3:13 to go in the third quarter. Hayes High in front 23-20 as Manhattan able to take advantage of a Hayes High turnover and get a 35-yard fumble recovery by number 52, Garrison Vikander, on a snap that went over Carter Graham's head. First time that's happened tonight for Hayes High, as we've now seen it from both teams. And now Hayes High will send their running back duo of Holden Lynn and Ian McGuire back to return the kickoff. Again, it's Rylan Vikander sending it downfield for Manhattan. It'll be a line drive kick that bounces at the 20-yard line, and Ian McGuire will let it bounce, and there's the penalty flag as it goes out of bounds at the 2-yard line. So Hayes High will get good field position as they'll start from their own 35-yard line. And Hayes High's key now after that disastrous play from a moment ago. They just have to control the clock. They've got the lead. They've been doing really well on offense all night. Just got to keep controlling the clock, running long drives and draining Manhattan, as they're now 65 yards away from the end zone following the free kick out of bounds penalty. It'll be Brock Homeyer and Braden Meckel on the right side and Jarrett Purdy alone on the left. Asa will go on that left hash closer to Manhattan's sideline as they're going towards the end zone with the construction of the new facility that will be added here to Lewis Field Stadium. And Graham will take the snap, and it's a handoff to Ian McGuire. He'll go to the 35-40, able to juke out a man at the 45, and he'll go down at about the 47-yard line. He gets 12 yards, but a penalty flag was thrown in at the end of the play. And it'll be holding against Hayes High. So Hayes High will lose 10 yards on the play instead of the big gain from Ian McGuire. And now Hayes High will be 20 yards away now from the first down marker at their own 25-yard line. 3 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the third quarter. Again, Hayes High in front 23-20 on Manhattan. We'll put twins on the right and one receiver on the left again. It's Brock Homeyer still in the game as a substitute wide receiver. Graham will hand it off to Holden Lynn as he'll run the ball up the middle, dragging a Manhattan defender down to about the 30-yard line. So Hayes High able to gain some of those yards that they lost back with Holden Lynn, getting another 5-yard carry. 59 yards so far from him tonight with 12 carries. So second and down and 15. Hayes High will switch the twins and the lone receiver. Still on that left hash, and now both running backs in the backfield. Graham will take the snap and find Jonathan Cano on a screen pass, and a penalty flag flies in. This is going to be holding against Hayes High's Jarrett Purdy as he goes out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. The The ref was right there, and they're going to call holding against Jarek Purdy. So that will force Hayes High back even further back to their own 20-yard line because that last play started at the 30-yard line.
Holding against Hayes.
So Hayes High had the 10-yard penalty to start the drive on holding. Gets some of it back with a 5-yard run, and then they lose 10 more. So it's now 2nd and 25.
2nd and 25 for Hayes from the 20-yard line.
Hayes High from the 20-yard line. On that left hash, they'll keep Manhattan with the 3-man front, 3 linebackers in the box as well. Graham takes the snap. We'll hand it off to Holden Lynn. He'll run up the middle to the 25-yard line.
And off to number 23, Holden Lynn.
And Hayes High back to where they originally were a second ago after the first penalty.
Gain of 5 yards on the play. 3rd and 20.
So it's 3rd down and 20 for Hayes High. They're 4 for 8 on 3rd down so far. Now they have 20 yards to go, needing the 45-yard line. Clock's running down, 1:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. Again, Hayes High in front of Manhattan, 23-20. Manhattan's defensive linemen trying to get their visiting crowd into the game as they're hyping them up, and Hayes High will call a timeout with 1:29 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And we'll step away as well. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. Hello, we want to thank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium after Hayes High called the first timeout of the second half with 1:29 to go in the 3rd quarter. Long ways to go for them. 3rd and 20 from their own 25-yard line. Graham will take the snap, roll towards the right side, getting pressured, and tries to find Braden Meckel. And he had him open, but it was underthrown a little bit as Graham was getting pressured pretty heavily. And that's going to bring up a 4th down situation for Hayes High.
4th and 20 from the 25.
So we'll see both teams trot their special teams onto the field. J.J. Dunnigan will be back deep for Manhattan. Wouldn't be surprised, though, if we see number 15, Nisbick Johnson, join him. As Hayes High lines up in the punt formation.
Number 10, Carter Gray.
Not going to try and sell like they're going to go for it. As Graham will punt it away, and it's a little bit clunky and goes out of bounds at the Manhattan sideline. Manhattan will start at the Hayes High 40-yard line. So it was a little wobbly and shaky punt towards the Manhattan sideline. Graham didn't quite get his footing on it. And Manhattan will start with 1:17 to go here in the 3rd quarter. They'll be 40 yards away from the end zone. We'll have Auslin all alone by himself in the backfield once again. Send a man in motion. It's number 2, Gabe Summerlin. And Auslin will run on the option play, and he'll run to the 35-30, cuts back, and will go to the 25-20, and he has Greengrass in front of him at the 10-5, and he goes in for the touchdown to give Manhattan a 26-23 lead with 1:07 to go here in the 3rd quarter. So Manhattan able to force a lot of pressure on Hayes High, recovering that fumble for a touchdown a a couple drives ago, forces Hayes High to punt, and then on the very first play, they get a 40-yard touchdown run for Oslin. As that alone is able to break him out of the negative, as he now has 17 rush yards on the night. They'll now trot out their kicker, Rylan Vikander, to attempt the extra point. Staying in that same formation with just one center and everybody else on the left side. As they try to make this a 4-point game. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is knocked right down the middle to give Manhattan a 4-point lead. So Manhattan able to storm back and score 14 unanswered points here late in the third quarter, and they go in front 27-23 with 1:07 to go in the third quarter. So we'll be back in a moment with the Hayes High football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High DECA is excited to return to a traditional food drive that benefits the Community Assistance Center. This year's food drive, Trick or Treat So Others Can Eat, will be held on Tuesday, October 15th, with the collections beginning at 6 p.m. and ending by 9. Possible items to donate include canned fruits and vegetables, boxed food items, jars of baby food, and any non-perishable food items. Cash and checks are always welcome, and checks can be made payable to the Community Assistance Center and may be mailed to their address at 208 East 12th Street, Hayes, Kansas. Thanks for supporting Hayes High DECA, and go Indians.
Hello, we want to thank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians. Back here at Lewis Field Stadium following the 40-yard touchdown run by Carter Oslin to put Manhattan in front 27-23. As they'll now send out Rylan Vikander on the kickoff team to send it downfield to Ian McGuire and Holden Lynn. They'll run up, and this one's a little bit of a pooch kick to about the 16-yard line, as this one will be fielded by Hayes High's number 0, Jarek Purdy. And he'll return it out to about the 23-yard line. Correction, they'll actually mark him out at the 25-yard line, so 75 yards to go for Hayes High. Try and get the lead back as Manhattan's put up 14 unanswered points here at the end of the third quarter. This time Hayes High will just put one receiver on each side. Parker McGuire in at tight end on the left side. Both running backs in the backfield with Graham. Lynn will move from left to right, and he'll get the handoff to the 25, trying to plow forward to the 30, getting a push, and he's just 1 yard shy of the first down. He looked like he was just going to get 5 yards, but instead is able to pick up 9 on a push from the lineman. It was number 70, the junior, Mason Dreher. So Lynn now up to 73 yards on the night. Should just see one more play here from Hayes High, and then we'll go to the fourth quarter. It's 2nd and 1 from their own 34. Both running backs on each side of Graham, one receiver on each side as well. He'll take the snap and hand it off to Holden Lynn, trying to plow forward, and he's able to get the first down as there were some Hayes High, or some Manhattan tacklers there behind him, and they pushed him forward. And Holden Lynn has another first down for Hayes High. He brings it up to the 38-yard line as Willer mark him down for a 4-yard pickup. And with 8 seconds left on the clock, that we should see them that bring us to the end of the third quarter. Hayes High is actually going to try and run a play, it looks like. And they will not. The clock will go to all zeros. And that'll bring us to the end of the third quarter with Manhattan in front 27-23. And we'll see how our fourth quarter how our fourth quarter goes when we come back. It has been a very exciting game so far. And we'll see how the final 12 minutes go when we come back to this Hayes High football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Aiden Howman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's King and Queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium as we get set to start the fourth quarter. It's Hayes High from their own 38-yard line, 1st and 10. They trail Manhattan 27-23. As Graham will take the snap, it'll be a handoff to Holden Lynn. He'll wait for the gaps to open. He'll run towards that left side past the 40, and he'll go down at about the 41-yard line. So a short 3-yard carry on 1st down and 10. Just waiting for the gaps to open up at the line, but instead had to go towards the left side and was able to get some good yardage out of it. We'll give him an extra yard along with it, so 4-yard carry for Lind on his 16th carry of the night. 2nd and 6, Hayes High from their own 42-yard line. With 11:17 to go in the game, we're going to step away as they take a look at this injury. This is Hayes High football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Aiden Heilman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's King and Queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium following the injury timeout, it was number 91 for Manhattan, Evan Middleton, the team leader in tackles for a loss. Went down on the play in the backfield, not quite sure what happened. But either way, it's going to be 3rd down and 6 for Hayes High from their own 42-yard line. Hayes High is 4 for 8 on 3rd down so far tonight. As Graham takes the snap, he's getting pressured on the right side and will load up and tries to hit Jonathan Cano at the 45-yard line, and he stays in and makes the catch to go into Manhattan territory. A big play on 3rd down and a 13-yard completion.
13 yards gained on the play. Good for Hayes High. 1st down.
And that puts Graham up to 140 yards passing on the night. Hayes High gets their 5th 3rd down conversion of the game on 9 attempts, and their 8th first down of the game as well. Now into Manhattan territory with 11:12 to go in regulation. We'll have Brock Homeyer back up as he was playing close on the line. Graham takes the snap and hands off to Holden Lynn, running up the middle to the 40 and going down at about the 37-yard line. Another big carry. Hayes High running a pretty long drive, just trying to drain Manhattan and try to get back in front. We'll officially mark him down at the 36-yard line. So 2nd and 1 now for Hayes High. And it's a run up the middle for Hayes High. There's number 23, Holden Lynn, running up to the 31-yard line. And it's 5 yards, and that's another Hayes High first down. 95 yards now in the game for Holden Lynn. He's already surpassed his season high for rushing yards in a game, which was previously against Derby where he had 72. Hayes High gets another first down in the game. 1 away from hitting double digits. Manhattan shifts their line over as Graham gets the snap. And Ian McGuire able to break through one and dragging some Manhattan defenders down to about the 26-yard line. So it looked like he was going to be stopped right at the line, but he gets 5 yards to follow after it. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for Hayes High.
He's tackled by number 52, Harrison Vikander, and 51, Alex Robinson. Get to 5 yards on the play. It's 2nd and 5.
Another 2nd down and a few yards there for Hayes High. 9:48 to go in regulation. Hayes High just running a long drive so far. This will be the 8th play right here. We'll send a man in motion. Graham takes the snap, and some penalty flags fly in, and it's another false start penalty against Hayes High.
False start against the Indians.
So they gain those 5 yards on 1st down and then lose them right away because of a false start penalty.
2nd and 10, Hayes High from the 31.
So Hayes High will look to the sideline to get their play call. We'll put Brock Homeyer on the right side, Jonathan Cano and Jarek Purdy on the left side. It's Holden Lynn joining the backfield once again. Graham gets the snap, fakes the handoff, finds Purdy on the screen pass to the 25 and goes down at about the 21-yard line as he tried breaking through that last tackle. And I'm not sure if they're going to give him the 1st down or not. He was marked down close at the 21-yard line, and they are moving the chains, and Jarek Purdy able to get the 1st down for Hayes High.
11 yards gained on the play. That's good for Hayes High. 1st down.
So 151 yards passing now for Carter Graham, and Jarek Purdy up to 43 receiving yards. As we are a quarter of a way through this 4th quarter, so there's 9 minutes to go in regulation. As Graham takes the snap, hands it off to Ian McGuire. He'll run up the middle and get brought down at the legs right away on a 1-yard pickup. Just waiting for the gaps to open up, but they closed right away. But Ian McGuire able to avoid being brought down in the backfield. Hayes High will now have it from their own 19 or from the Manhattan 19-yard line. Look towards the sideline and await the play call. And I think we're going to get a delay of game penalty against Hayes High as the play clock in the end zone they're trying to score in hit zeros. And that is exactly what the call will be. So that'll force them back to the 24-yard line on now 2nd down and 14. Hayes High just had a little bit of miscommunication on the sidelines and didn't realize that the play clock was at 0. So it's the 2nd penalty of the drive that forces them back 5 yards. I'll make it 2nd down and 14. 7:57 to go in the game. Hayes High will put 2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left, and they'll go on their left hash. Graham takes the snap, hands off to Holden Lynn. He'll run up the middle, and doesn't look like they're going to give him a yard or correction, they're going to give him 2 yards on the carry. So we brought down at the 22-yard line. It's Holden Lynn now just 3 yards away from hitting triple digits on the ground in today's game. And this is about to be the 11th play of the drive for Hayes High. They look towards the sideline, got to be careful to avoid another delay of game penalties. There's 11 seconds on the play clock. They get set with the play. They put twins on the left and 1 receiver on the right. Parker McGuire playing tight end on the right side of the line. And we're going to get another penalty flag against Hayes High. It's another false start. So now it's going to be, Hayes High will now be pushed back to the 27-yard line. So that'll make it 3rd down and 17 yards to go. Hayes High needing the 10-yard line for the 1st down.
At the 27-yard line.
Hayes High is now 5 for 9 on 3rd downs in this game. trying to keep their hopes alive. They'll take the snap for Graham. He's getting pressured on his blind side and will load up, and got a lot of pressure and couldn't find his man on that left sideline. Trying to hit number 2, Johnny Cano, at the 15-yard line. And now Hayes High will be faced with 4th and 16 from their own 27. This one not in their field goal kicker Carson Moore's range. So they'll take Brock Homeyer out of the game and put Jarek Purdy back in. Braden Meckel will come out of the game as well, and Ian McGuire will take his place. 14 seconds on the play clock. Hayes High trying to make the substitutions. No one has been put on the line yet for them. As there's 4 seconds on the play clock, Graham will take the snap, roll towards the right side, and will stop and load up, trying to find the end zone. Jonathan Cano got grabbed at the end of the play, but it will fall incomplete, and that'll be a turnover on downs for Hayes High. First 4th down conversion of the attempt of the game. A lot of Hayes High fans saying that Cano was getting grabbed at the end of the play there, but no flags flew in, and now it's going to be Manhattan ball with 6:34 to go in the 4th quarter. So Manhattan will set up with the ball at their own 27-yard line. 6 minutes and 34 seconds away from victory. Hayes High needing a big stop. It'll be Austin all by himself in the backfield. Sends a man in motion. It's Summerlin. As Kamani Jones will follow him, he'll take the snap and throw it to Summerlin on the screen pass as he tries to find some space. And he's met by Kamani Jones and Dalton Myers at about the 28-yard line. So they'll list it as just a 1-yard gain to the 28-yard line. I'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Exactly 6 minutes to go here in regulation. As Oslin will once again be all by himself in the backfield. Sending his fullback in motion. He'll keep it on a QB draw, running towards the right side. Has the protection breakdown right away, and he'll be dropped at the 29-yard line, so only gets 1 yard on the play. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 9. Heavy pressure there from that side, as it was Dalton Myers in there to make the tackle on the blitz. And it's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 for Manhattan. The Indians so far just 1 for 5 on 3rd down in this game. So we're approaching the 5-minute mark of the 4th quarter. 8 seconds on the play clock. Manhattan's going to walk towards their sideline, and they're going to take a timeout and talk things over as they try to make the game clock drain as much as possible. And we're going to step away as they talk things over. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention Hayes High Indian fans, with the football season in full swing, we got some exciting games you will not want to miss. Get ready to hear our home games starting out September 20th. We're head-to-head against the Manhattan Indians right here at Lewis Field. Let's pack the stands and cheer our team to victory. Onwards to October 11th, it's homecoming night, and we're taking on the Dodge City Demons. Come celebrate with us and show us your school spirit for the most exciting game of the season. October 25th, we close out our home schedule against the Liberal Redskins. Let's make it a game to remember. And don't miss our biggest rivalry matchup yet. October 18th, we're headed to Great Bend for the ultimate showdown. Let's come support our Indians and bring home the win. Mark your calendars, get your game face on, and join us for a fantastic season of the Hayes High football. For our latest updates and game highlights, follow us on all social medias of Tribe Broadcasting. Stay tuned to the radio, and go Indians.
Hayes High DECA is excited to return to a traditional food drive that benefits the Community Assistance Center. This year's food drive, Trick or Treat So Others Can Eat, will be held on Tuesday, October 15th, with the collections beginning at 6 p.m. and ending by 9. Possible items to donate include canned fruits and vegetables, boxed food items, jars of baby food, and any non-perishable food items.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium, following the Manhattan timeout, they'll be faced with a 3rd down and 8 yards to go from their own 29-yard line with 5:04 to go in the 4th quarter. Manhattan, again, just 1 for 5 on 3rd down tonight. As they'll put Oslin all by himself in the backfield once again. Hayes High showing zone defense from their DBs on the right side. And we're going to get another timeout called by Manhattan.
Timeout, Manhattan. Their second timeout.
It's their second timeout. And we'll keep it right here as we'll try to get you some scores, courtesy of Scores in Kansas on Twitter. Got some final scores with Liberal defeating Guyman 56-0. Centralia getting a big win over Onaga 42-6, and Sabetha shutting out Hiawatha by a score of 35-0. Some other games that have some end of the third quarter scores from 6 minutes ago. Shawnee Heights leads Baser Linwood 28-27. Hoxie was able to defeat Ellis 54-8 in a game that was over midway through the third quarter due to 8-man rules, kind of like a mercy rule. So we look for some more scores. We see Spring Hill and Eudora, notable 5A matchup tied, or correction, a notable 4A matchup tied 7-7 at the end of the third quarter. Scott City leads Hoisington 22-0, and Norton leads Smith Center 47-16. So it'll be 3rd and 8 Manhattan, 5:04 to go from their own 29-yard line. They've only picked up 2 yards, one yard from passing and 1 yard from running on this drive. Hayes High will show blitz from Wyatt Kirkpatrick. Manhattan will send another man in motion. It's Vikander. As Austin will take the snap and will try to throw it to Vikander as they complete the pass, and he tries to get the first down, but he'll be brought down at the 29-yard line. It's Johnny Rigler in there to make the tackle and force the 5th third down stop on Manhattan tonight, and they'll be forced with a punting situation.
Tackle made by number 1, Johnny Rigler.
Just a 1 yard gain on the play as Vikander gets his first reception of the game. And Hayes High will send Jarek Purdy back deep to return the kickoff. 4 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the game. And no matter what happens, this is going to be an exciting ending. So everybody get ready. As Manhattan gets ready to send it downfield from Gabe Summerlin, it'll be a sky punt that Hayes High signaling their players to get away from, and it will now bounce into Hayes High territory at around the 38-yard line, and that is exactly where it'll be down with 4:10 to go.
Punt is down by Manhattan.
So 62 yards away from the end zone for Hayes High.
Hayes at the 38-yard line.
They're looking for their first touchdown since the second quarter on that pass play to Jarek Purdy from 27 yards out. Now they need 62 yards to win it with 4 minutes to go. As Graham takes the snap, he'll look on a screen pass and find Jarek Purdy. As he spins through one tackler, he'll go to the 40 and go out of bounds right away as he passes that yard line at the 41.
Take to Jarek Purdy. He's brought down by number 50.
It's a 3-yard completion, bringing Graham up to 154 yards
Gain of 3 yards on the
through the air.
second down and 17.
And we've really seen Hayes High's passing game take off in this game. If you just take a look at it, you see Carter Graham only had 125 pass yards coming into this game. Tonight, he has 154 in just one game. So it'll be 2nd and 7, Hayes High from their own 41-yard line. In the shotgun with Ian McGuire in the backfield with Graham. He'll take the snap, and it'll be a handoff as McGuire runs up the middle to the 45, dragging a player down to midfield. And they will give him the first down at midfield, so a 9-yard pickup.
9 yards gain on the play. That's good for us.
Hayes High has their 11th first down of the game. McGuire now up to 50 yards rushing, and Hayes High now 50 yards away from the lead. 3:48 to go in the fourth quarter. They'll put 2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right, as Braden Meckel will have to back up. They'll do a safety blitz for Manhattan as McGuire will get the handoff and run it up the middle. Just get 3 yards on the carry to the 47-yard line.
He's tackled by number 91.
So we just see Hayes High continue to try and run a very long drive. They do not want to give the ball back to Manhattan because they can come up with some big plays late in games like this. Ian McGuire got the handoff there. It's 2nd and 7, Hayes High from the Manhattan 47-yard line. Holden Lynn will move to Graham's left side. He was originally on the right side. Graham takes the snap and is getting blitz, has to rush up in the pocket, and is able to find Jarek Purdy at the 37-yard line. Or correction, it's Jonathan Cano at the and he'll be brought down at about the 29-yard line. An 18-yard pickup as Graham was, a 17-yard pickup as Jonathan Cano was brought down at the 30-yard line. But Carter Graham was getting pressured. A defensive end for Manhattan dove at his legs, but he was able to get it off in time to a wide-open Jonathan Cano. Hayes High just continuing to move it downfield. 2:38 to go here in the fourth quarter. Send a man in motion as Jonathan Cano. Holden Lynn will get the handoff on a run up the middle. Was able to find a gap early on with the linebackers there to make the tackle for Manhattan at the 26-yard line. Had the gap early on, but it closed down right away. It'll be 2nd down and 6 now for Hayes High. That last run now put Holden Lynn into triple digits with 101 rush yards on 20 carries. Graham will get the snap. Hand off to Holden Lynn. He'll run to the outside to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Hayes High. With 1:49 to go, they go in front on the number 9 ranked team in the state, and they lead 29-27 with 1:47 to go. Holden Lynn was waiting for the blocks when the linebackers ran towards the right side, and he has the touchdown, and Hayes High leads 29-27. Oh my goodness. Holden Lynn does it again as Hayes High will now trot their field goal kicker Carson Moore to make it a 3-point game. It's out of the hold of Braden Meckel. It's down. It is up, and it is good. A 3-point lead for Hayes High with 1:47 to go against the 9th-ranked team in the state. And we will see what happens for this exciting finish when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Aiden Howman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's king and queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium following the 26-yard touchdown run from Holden Lynn to give Hayes High the 3-point lead with 1:47 to go. Hayes High will now trot out Carson Moore to kick it downfield. The defense just has to hold up for 1:47 seconds, and Hayes High can walk out of Lewis Field Stadium saying they beat the number 9 ranked team in the state of Kansas. Again, Carson Moore getting ready to send it downfield to the three returners for Manhattan: Summerlin, Dunnigan, and Hudley. And this one will be kicked towards the Hayes High sideline. It goes out of bounds at the 12-yard line, so Manhattan will get some help from that penalty. Just 65 yards from the end zone. They technically just need a field goal, but like both teams, overtime is not on their mind. And some complaints on the Manhattan sideline. I don't think the clock ever stopped because there was 1:47 when the kickoff happened, and now it says 1:31, and the clock should not have ran because no one from Manhattan touched it as it went out of bounds. The rest will talk things over. Manhattan will start at the 35-yard line because of the penalty, but they have to change the clock back to 1:47 because it doesn't start running until one of the return men until one of the return men touch it. But here we go. 1:47 to go. They haven't put it on the clock yet. But Manhattan fans and coaches were yelling for it to be stopped. We'll wait for it to get turned back. Both teams are set. They're just waiting for the clock to get set back up. They'll put 1:45 on the clock instead, so Manhattan has 105 seconds to go 65 yards. We'll see how this one plays out. They'll put trips on the left, one receiver on the right, and they're in the shotgun. It'll be Jaden Hudley lined up on the left side of Oslin. As they get set, Hayes High will show blitz. And Austin will take the snap, fake the handoff, and will go on a QB draw towards the left side. And will now throw a pass to number 23, Landon Dobson, but a penalty flag threw in. I wonder if it doesn't look like Austin crossed the line, but this one might come back as holding against Manhattan. So that's a 10-yard loss for Manhattan as they will call it holding. They'll be pushed back to the 25-yard line. So a minute 37 to go now on the clock. Instead of 65 yards for Manhattan, it's going to be 75. And like I said a little bit ago, either way, this is going to be a very exciting finish. Both teams have just gone back and forth. I said it earlier, it's just clean, old-fashioned smash-mouth football. And now it'll be first down and 20 for Manhattan from their own 25-yard line. Hayes High will bring some of their DBs up, such as Caleb Thompson and Jace Myers. Oslin in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. Hayes High getting blitzed. And now he'll throw it towards that right sideline, able to find his man J.J. Dunnigan. And he breaks free to the 35 and goes out of bounds right about there. Wyatt Kirkpatrick was showing blitz for Hayes High. He got through the line right away. But Manhattan able to get back the yards that they lost. So that'll be an 11-yard pickup. 64 yards to go for Manhattan from their own 36-yard line. Minute 27 to go. And the clock was stopped. As they'll send a man in motion, it's Vikander. Austin will take the snap on a low snap. He'll roll towards that left side, looking for someone to throw to, and will keep it himself to the 40, 45, and he'll be brought down by not Wyatt Kirkpatrick, number 48, Tanner Geist, right about there. 12-yard pickup for the Manhattan Indians. So they're not going to waste any time. As they take the snap, it'll be completed to Gabe Summerlin into Hayes High territory at about the 46-yard line. And they'll give him an extra yard to the 45. Seven-yard pickup for Manhattan. Gabe Summerlin now up to 65 yards on the game. As Manhattan gets set, minute 6 to go in the game from the 44-yard line. We'll send a man in motion. It's Dobson. He'll take the snap. Austin will roll right, getting pressured. Will throw it and completes it to his man, number 5, J.J. Dunnigan, at the 35-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup to the 35-yard line and another first down for Manhattan. We'll send a man in motion. Oslin back to throw on a screen pass. Completes it to his running back, Jaden Hudley, and he'll go out of bounds at around the 31-yard line. 41 seconds to go now in the game. 4-yard completion for Jaden Hudley. He has 90 yards now in this game. And now we're going to get a timeout. Or correction, it's actually going to be an injury timeout for Hayes High. Someone went down. Just looks like some cramping at the moment. Looks like number 48, Tanner Geist, went down, and we'll step away as I take a look at him with 41 seconds to go in this game. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Aiden Howman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's King and Queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
Following the injury timeout, it'll be 2nd and 6 Manhattan from the Hayes High 31-yard line with just 41 seconds to go in this game. They'll put twins on the right and one receiver on the left. 6 yards for a first down, 31 yards for the end zone. As they wait for the refs to get out of the way so they can get the game back going, they'll step away. It's back underway with from the 31-yard line. Oslin in the shotgun. Next to him is Jaden Hudley as he'll go in motion. He'll take the snap and it'll be completed to number 7, Rylan Vikenders. He'll break a tackle at the 10 and go down at about the 8-yard line. Huge pickup for Manhattan as they'll mark him down at the 9-yard line. As Manhattan wasting no time as the clock's still running, 30 seconds to go in the game. Some miscommunication there. J.J. Dunnigan was lined up on the right side. He'll go back towards the left side. 21 seconds on the clock. Hayes High playing their defenders back. Oslin back to throw, looking towards the right corner of the end zone, trying to hit his target, and it falls incomplete. Gabe Summerlin had to make a one-handed catch effort, but it falls incomplete. So 13 seconds to go in the game, 2nd and 10 for Manhattan. Or correction, 2nd and goal for Manhattan. 2nd and goal from the 9 for Manhattan, 13 seconds to go. We'll put 2 receivers on each side. Oslin all by himself in the backfield. With the running back in the slot, they'll send a man in motion at Summerlin. They'll take the snap. Oslin will keep it himself. He'll run to the 5, get past the Hayes High defender, and will go down at the 2-yard line. Manhattan has 1 timeout to go, and they'll have to use it with 4 seconds to go. So we'll step away once again and see how this game concludes. With 4 seconds to go, Manhattan can either go for the touchdown or go for the field goal. We'll see what they do when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Hello, we want to thank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
Hayes High DECA is excited to return to a traditional food drive that benefits the Community Assistance Center. This year's food drive, Trick or Treat So Others Can Eat, will be held on Tuesday, October 15th, with the collections beginning at 6 p.m. and ending by 9. Possible items to donate include canned fruit.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium with 7 seconds to go in the game. Manhattan has it 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Everyone in the stadium, including myself, on our feet. It's Manhattan just 2 yards away from winning it. No timeouts, 7 seconds to go. It'll be Hudley lined up in the shotgun on the right side of Oslin. They'll send 2 guys in motion to the left side. And we're going to get a timeout from Hayes High with 7 seconds to go again. So that was Hayes High's second timeout of the second half. And we're going to step away one more time and see how this game concludes when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Attention Hayes High Indian fans, with the football season in full swing, we got some exciting games you will not want to miss. Get ready to hear our home games starting out September 20th. We're head-to-head against the Manhattan Indians right here at Lewis Field. Let's pack the stands and cheer our team to victory. Onwards to October 11th, it's homecoming night, and we're taking on the Dodge City Demons. Come celebrate with us and show us your school spirit for the most exciting game of the season. October 25th, we close out our home schedule against the Liberal Redskins. Let's make it a game to remember. And don't miss our biggest rivalry matchup yet. October 18th, we're headed to Great Bend for the ultimate showdown. Let's come support our Indians and bring home the win. Mark your calendars.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium following the timeout. Again, 7 seconds to go. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line for Manhattan. They have ran a 65-yard drive to give themselves a shot to win this as they trail by three points. They'll put one receiver on each side in the shotgun. Hudley on the right side of Oslin. Send some guys in motion. Oslin is ready. He'll get the snap and will go on the pass play. And it is a low throw, and it is caught in the end zone by number 5 of Manhattan, J.J. Dunnigan, with 2 seconds to go in the game. So Manhattan will go in front 33-30 in this game. 2 seconds left on the clock. Now they're going to send out Rylan Vikander to attempt the extra point. So a 65-yard drive that took them 1:45 will likely end up being the game winner for Manhattan as they'll attempt their extra point to make it a 4-point game. The snap is good, the hold is good, it is up, and it is good. So Manhattan runs a long drive and goes up 34-30 on Hayes High with 2 seconds to go in this game. And we'll be back in a moment. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Aiden Heilman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's King and Queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium with 2 seconds to go in the game as Manhattan gets a touchdown to go up 34-30. What likely might be the game winner, but Hayes High will have one chance to do it. They'll send Holden Lynn and Ian McGuire back to return the kickoff with Rylan Vikander to send it downfield. That last drive was 1:45 for Manhattan. It was 65 yards and capped off by a 2-yard touchdown pass from Carter Oslin to number 5, J.J. Dunnigan. So it'll be sent downfield by Vikander, just a squib kick. Hayes High has to recover it. Braden Meckel bobbles it, and it will be recovered by Manhattan at the 30-yard line by number 22, Colby Altavot, and that is how this game will come to a close. So Manhattan runs the long drive and is able to get the win to improve their record to 3-0 on the year, and Hayes High will fall to 1-2 right before they start WAC play. So a back and forth game throughout tonight, but it goes in Manhattan's favor by a final score of 34-30. So we'll step away for a moment and have our post-game show coverage when we come back. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Aiden Heilman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's King and Queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium on the postgame show is Manhattan able to come from behind and defeat Hayes High by a final score of 34-30, and we'll now take a look at what happened throughout the game. Hayes High started with a 3-and-out punt on their first possession of the game, and Manhattan would follow with a 10-yard pass that they would end up fumbling, and Hayes High would get the recovery, and Hayes High would just get one rush yard on the very next drive and be forced to punt it once again, and Manhattan would respond with a 79-yard touchdown pass to number 5, J.J. Dunnigan. And Hayes High was able to then run a long 11-play drive that was capped off by a 30-yard touchdown run by number 23, Holden Lynn. And Manhattan, on their very next drive, able to get some big plays, especially a big 45-yard pass play. And they were able to get down all the way to the Hayes High 28-yard line. But Caleb Thompson would get his second interception of the season and return it all the way down to the Hayes High 28-yard line. To the Manhattan 28-yard line, and Hayes High would get a 28-yard touchdown pass from Carter Graham to Holden Lynn, and Manhattan and Hayes High would both punt on their next possessions after that, and Manhattan would get a 78-yard touchdown pass to number 21, Jaden Hudley, after run plays of 1 yard, 19 yards, and a loss of 2. But Hayes High wouldn't go away as they got good field position on a 22-yard run and a 27-yard pass, and the drive was capped off by a 27-yard touchdown pass to number 0, Jarek Purdy. Manhattan and Hayes High would then both punt once again, and Manhattan would have the ball to end the first half, and they would receive the opening kickoff and end up fumbling it on fourth down, and Dalton Myers would end up making the recovery for Hayes High, and the Indians would end up kicking a 35-yard field goal by Carson Moore that he would end up making to extend the lead. But Manhattan would come storming back after they punted the ball. An airborne ball would go over Carter Graham's head on third down, and it would be recovered by number 52 for Manhattan, Garrison Vikander, for a touchdown. And Hayes High would punt on their very next drive, and on the first play, Carter Austin was able to break out of the negative in rush yards and get a 40-yard rushing touchdown. And then Hayes High ran a long drive after that for a total of 11 plays that would result in a turnover on downs on an incomplete pass. And Hayes High would force Manhattan to go 3-and-out, and Hayes High would end up getting a go-ahead touchdown from Holden Lynn from 26 yards out to go up with 1:47 to go. But Manhattan would run that long drive, and it would be capped off by a 2-yard touchdown pass from Carter Austin to number 5, J.J. Dunnigan. And that is how they would end up getting the win. And we'll take another break, and when we come back, we'll have our individual and team numbers and some final scores from around the state as well. So we'll be back in a moment. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Attention Hayes High Indian fans, with the football season in full swing, we got some exciting games you will not want to miss. Get ready to hear our home games starting out September 20th. We're head-to-head against the Manhattan Indians right here at Lewis Field. Let's pack the stands and cheer our team to victory. Onwards to October 11th, it's homecoming night, and we're taking on the Dodge City Demons. Come celebrate with us and show us your school spirit for the most exciting game of the season. October 25th, we close out our home schedule against the Liberal Redskins. Let's make it a game to remember. And don't miss our biggest rivalry matchup yet. October 18th, we're headed to Great Bend for the ultimate showdown. Let's come support our Indians and bring home the win. Mark your calendars, get your game face on, and join us for a fantastic season of the Hayes High football. For our latest updates and game highlights, follow us on all social medias of Tribe Broadcasting. Stay tuned to the radio, and go Indians.
Hello, everyone. It's Hank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Aiden Heilman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's king and queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
Back here at Lewis Field Stadium on the postgame show as Manhattan pulls away against Hayes High by a final score of 34-30, and we'll now take a look at our individual and team numbers, and we'll start off by taking a look at Hayes High's passing. Carter Graham had 171 pass yards on the night, where he went 13 for 22 on his passes, and Jarrett Purdy was one of the guys to get a receiving touchdown as he caught 4 passes for 46 yards. Jonathan Cano had 5 receptions for 86 yards as the leader in that category. Braden Meckel had 1 reception for 5 yards. Holden Lynn had a touchdown from 28 yards out, and overall had 2 receptions for 32 yards on the night. And Ian McGuire had just 1 reception for 1 yard. Looking at Hayes High's rushing numbers, Holden Lynn led the way with 21 carries for 127 yards. Ian McGuire had 12 carries for 53 yards, and Carter Graham had 2 for 4 yards. And Johnny Cano finished with 2 carries for 6 yards. Now looking over at Manhattan, they had their quarterback Carter Oslin had 3 touchdowns on 18 completions for 26 yards, or went 18 for 26 passing, and had 329 pass yards on the night with 3 touchdowns, and he also threw an interception. J.J. Dunnigan was the leading receiver for Manhattan with 131 receiving yards on 6 receptions and 2 touchdowns. Jaden Hudley finished with 90 receiving yards on 5 catches. And Gabe Summerlin had 4 receptions for 65 yards. Rylan Vikander finished with 2 receptions for 23 yards. And finally, number 23, Landon Dobson, had just 1 reception for 10 yards. Looking over at Manhattan's rushing yards, there were only 2 guys to highlight there, and that's number 37, Carter Oslin, or 37 yards for Carter Oslin and 51 yards for Jaden Hudley. And we'll take another break, and when we come back, we will have our team stats and also final scores from around the state. This is Hayes High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Hayes High DECA is excited to return to a traditional food drive that benefits the Community Assistance Center. This year's food drive, Trick or Treat So Others Can Eat, will be held on Tuesday, October 15th, with the collections beginning at 6 p.m. and ending by 9. Possible items to donate include canned fruits and vegetables, boxed food items, jars of baby food, and any non-perishable food items. Cash and checks are always welcome, and checks can be made payable to the Community Assistance Center and may be mailed to their address at 208 East 12th Street, Hays, Kansas. Thanks for supporting Hays High DECA, and go Indians.
Attention Hays High Indian fans, with the football season in full swing, we got some exciting games you will not want to miss. Get ready to hear our home games starting out September 20th. We're head-to-head against the Manhattan Indians right here at Lewis Field. Let's pack the stands and cheer our team to victory. Onwards to October 11th, it's homecoming night, and we're taking on the Dodge City Demons. Come celebrate with us and show us your school spirit for the most exciting game of the season. October 25th, we close out our home schedule against the Liberal Redskins. Let's make it a game to remember. And don't miss our biggest rivalry matchup yet. October 18th, we're headed to Great Bend for the ultimate showdown. Let's come support our Indians and bring home the win. Mark your calendars, get your game face on, and join us for a fantastic season of the Hays High football. For our latest updates and game highlights, follow us on all social medias of Tribe Broadcasting. Stay tuned to the radio, and go Indians.
Hello everyone, it's Hank Corsair, your voice of Hays High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hays High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians. Back here at Lewis Field Stadium on the postgame show. Again, Manhattan winning tonight against Hays High 34-30. We'll now take a look at our team numbers. Hays High led the game in time of possession with having the ball for 27 minutes and 36 seconds. Manhattan had it for 20 minutes and 24 seconds. Hays High had more third down conversions as they had 5 on 10 attempts, and Manhattan had 2 on 7 attempts. Hays High had the only fourth down conversion attempt of the game that they weren't able to get, so they were 0 for 1 there. Hays High picked up 12 first downs in the game, and Manhattan had 11. Looking at the final yardage for Hays High, 190 yards on the ground, 171 through the air, so 361 overall on the night. Manhattan had 88 rush yards and 329 pass yards, giving them 417 total on the night. And now we'll take a look at our scores from final scores from around the state. Great Bend leads Buhler at the end of the third quarter, 36-26. Dodge City defeated Wichita South 42-8. Liberal got a huge win over Guyman, Oklahoma, 56-0. TMP upsets Phillipsburg 30-22. We don't have a score update on Junction and Wichita Northwest. That one did go into a weather delay, and it was Junction City ahead at the end of the first quarter, 14-0. Mill Valley defeats Lawrence Free State 31-23. At halftime, Derby leads Salina South 51-0. That was another game that went into a weather delay, and Aquinas able to pull off the win against Mill Valley 28-16. So that's going to wrap it up for our coverage of tonight's game. Again, Hays High falls 34-30 against Manhattan in a game that came down to the wire. And now Hays High will go on the road for the next 2 weeks. They will be at Garden City next weekend to kick off WAC play, and they'll go back to non-conference play on October 4th to face off against the Junction City Blue Jays for the second year in a row there. And looking at Manhattan, they now improved to 3-0 on the year. As we get their schedule pulled up here, they will play at Junction City next weekend on the 27th, and they return home on October 4th to play Emporia. So, again, Hays High falls 34-30. And we want to thank you all for tuning in to the coverage of tonight's game. I'm Hank Corsair. This has been Hays High Football on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We will see you all next time.